right, we back. My expert opinion, the greatest show in the world. See, everybody's supposed to do it. See, look. That's not airplane mode. See, that's crazy.
Come on, player.
Because
Come
he's
on,
your
make
brother.
niggas look back. Come on,
Because
homie.
he's your brother. He's texting you. Oh, you breaking the rules with him. All right, let's start this over.
See, that's why he wanted to sit back there.
All right, we back. My expert opinion, the greatest show in the
World. Remix.
Yo, hit that like, hit that share. Let everybody know you in here. Don't cost you no paper unless you's a mother.
Hater.
Hit the subscribe button. Yeah, come on with like some bars and shit.
You the rapper?
I'm about to say, why would somebody else have to come up with the bars? You the
Thank you. And now he's thinking of him. Now he's thinking of him.
I was just about to. We'll do it next time. Stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, because for some reason 60% of y'all are not hitting the subscribe button. It's okay. We can like this. It's all right. Hit the button. It's free. Trust me. Balance on your account will not go down. MECC.
Salute, King.
What's the word?
Moo Fresh.
Bruh. I want to see a cash app.
The first thing that came
I
out
want to
of
see a
my
cash
mouth.
app. I told him last episode, I want to see a cash app.
As soon as you win it, you can see it.
All right.
Shout out to Moo Fresh. No, I'm promoting dope rappers. And she is a beast. Look up.
Moo Fresh.
Moo Fresh.
Where's she from?
Philly.
From Philly?
Rocks with the Roots. And I saw a clip of her on stage. Somebody sent over to me. Like, yo, you should MU Fresh. It's like, yo, you should.
She's R&B or she raps?
No,
Like,
she raps.
She raps?
And she's crazy. Like, and I was familiar with her before, but I didn't put two and two together when you was talking to me.
Did you show me her last time?
Probably. She's crazy. Like,
did.
she's crazy. And I just saw some new shit she did.
She looks serious.
You should hear her. You should hear her. She's scary.
Wait a minute. No, I think I've heard her stuff. I was driving from Phoenix to Vegas, and my homegirl was playing her stuff. It's like an Afrocentric.
Very much
a lot of.
Yeah.
She's like Bahamadia. She sounds like my.
She's in that. She's in that
Shout out to
vein.
Mumu. Shout out to
Yeah,
Mumu.
but she's
Dope
a beast. Yeah, she's a
Dope
beast.
shit.
Shout out to Moo Fresh.
Don't ask me what I was driving from Phoenix to Vegas for.
And it's taking a turn.
Sometimes you gotta see if you still got it.
That didn't take long. That didn't take long at all.
Shout out to the gang. Shout out to the gang. Hello. It's mad bright over there.
That's fucked up, man.
Cat Murder.
We in the building.
Building. How was the concert?
That shit was lit. Shout to all the performances. Shout to Memphis Bleak, Beanie Siegel. I got a chance to chop it up with them. Shout to Kiss. Kiss did his thing, you know what I mean? Shout to Smitty. Make it happen. It was a dope concert.
This is Legends of the Streets, right?
When are those people coming here?
I chopped it up with them. We gonna see, you know what I mean? We just gonna see.
Yo, shout out to Bleak, Beans, Cam, and everybody else that been fronting on the show. Love to all of y'all, man. Love to all of y'all. Champ was good.
Everything is good. I'm blessed. I'm happy to be free, happy to be home. You know, listen, man, I gotta tell you something. It's great to sit. I'm not even talking about that. I got other stuff to say. We good. That's off camera. That's off camera. I ain't gonna shoot at you, bro. Even though you be shooting at me, I ain't gonna shoot at you.
We good.
But it's a blessing. I just gotta say this to all the people out there. It's a blessing to come from where I come from and have seen people on television, right? In such a dire time, a dark time in my life, and actually be able to sit next to them. Right. That is a blessing, so thank you. Secondly, I want to say I heard that Legends Only concert last night. I know you had certain access, so it's a different vantage point from you, but I heard it was dirt. I heard it was corny. I heard that Beans came on early.
Yeah,
there was only like
they
50
put 'em
people
on.
in the crowd.
They put them in. Put them on early.
That's trash.
Yeah, like
They put
7:30.
Bleak.
It was dirt.
Beans and Free went first,
Oh.
and it was like niggas was still coming in the building.
Right.
It was like that was kind of off. You know what I mean? They cut Fabio mic.
Yeah, his mic cut
They
off.
cut Fabio. Yeah, because niggas was going over the time. So like when he got out there, like lights on, everything. Like they cut
somebody
his.
was
At the
hating.
Barclays, huh?
At the Barclays. Somebody was hating.
Jeezy did his thing. You know what I mean? Shout to Jeezy.
Shout
He
to
did his
Jeezy.
thing.
I heard Jeezy. I heard people, from what I'm hearing, this tour, like Jeezy is really supposed to be the closer.
He going crazy. He doing this. Scarlett did her thing last night too. Shout to Scarlett. She
Yeah,
came
she
out.
did her thing, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Scarlett
Scarlett is on fire right now. Shout out to her. Yeah.
Love what you're doing.
Yeah.
I embraced her
But
last
that's
night
it.
too.
Shout out to YKTV Magazine, my partner, Mr. Gyro. And everything is great, man. Let's have a fucking amazing interview.
And I want people to know what Champ just said about the concert has nothing to do with the fact that we didn't get free tickets. Okay?
Damn,
Nothing to do with that. I'm just saying.
I did. Shout to my expert opinion family. You know I was promoting that through the whole building last night.
Right.
It's a gap fact.
Now, the guest that we got tonight, I have a bone to pick. But
Getting right to it?
no.
Right to it?
We're not gonna get right
At
to
the
it.
top?
I'm gonna pick the
not at the top.
perfect moment. I'm gonna pick the perfect moment. So
Perfect
just,
moment.
just stay tuned for that.
Right.
But he has been a voice that you're very familiar with via TMZ. I bet you didn't even know this guy got an Oscar.
Facts.
Like he's doing some great things. He was on Clubhouse for a minute, but once they started gangbanging and twisting,
I'm off that shit.
Yeah, we got
I'm off that shit after that.
we got Van Lathan in this building.
I want to give y'all flowers though, because the podcast game, I told y'all this before, super watered down, been watered down for a very long time.
Right.
And y'all came in here off rip, off the top, busting people's heads off, and bullied y'all way into it, and now got a real brand.
Right.
And really have made some other places like change up a little bit too. I feel like this is kind of being replicated some places. So shout out to y'all, man.
Right.
You got trendsetters in this. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just coincidence that Joe added more people to the show.
I wasn't.
Go straight to the source.
I'm just
Shots.
saying. Well, it was going somewhere.
What I'm talking about is I've seen podcasts expand.
Right.
Going from 2, 3, 4 people to 5 people, a bunch of different people, and a bunch of podcasts, not just one.
Right.
I feel like that's because there was something that happened here that organically caught on in the culture, and people like, oh, maybe we should do that too.
Well, we are still the highest ranked independent podcast.
Word.
Yeah.
Highest ranked independent podcast.
Independent.
So you mean
We are
like
not connected to a network.
networks.
We are not.
and y'all don't want that?
Not really. I mean, how much money y'all got? Yeah. You know what I mean? But nah, for now, nah. Nah, we good. We good. Keep it. You know what I mean?
Until
Until
20 mil,
The future
30 mil.
is bright for us.
Right.
Until a billionaire from France comes and says, "Hey, my papa,
Drop it on
the
your
show.
head.
Here's $30 million."
And I'll be like, to license. Cool. But I appreciate that.
What up?
Yeah, thank you.
TMZ.
I don't think you're
Do we
thinking
start
at
there?
all.
Where do we start?
That's the bar. That needs
How
to
did
be
you
on the
even
t-shirt.
get there? Like,
I don't think you're thinking at all.
Yeah, because you're from Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
how did you even
Right?
get to TMZ?
You moved to LA.
Moved to LA.
You was Crip for like 5 years.
Yeah, doing my thing. Shout
Right.
out to all my fuck no. Nah, it wasn't crap. So I moved to hurricane happened in Louisiana.
Right.
And so when the hurricane happened, for me, it was a wake-up call. Not necessarily that I didn't have a home or a place to live. My father, we did lose a major part of our home, but what that showed me is that how quickly everything can devolve. Because, you're living in Louisiana and they say, yo, hurricane's coming.
You talking about Katrina, right?
Hurricane Katrina, yeah.
Yeah.
Hurricane's coming, y'all try to get out, right? You need to leave New Orleans. And, I'm in Baton Rouge. We was in Baton Rouge. So we thought we're going to be straight. It's not going to pass over us directly, so we're going to be all right. But what happens is It comes, it hits, it destroys the city, the levees break.
Did you hear the dynamite go off on the levees?
Nah, it was like an hour away. So when they fucked over all of the people, I didn't hear. But just like that, everything changed. And when I say everything changed, I mean it's like, what do you do when you go to Walmart or to Albertsons? There's no food in there. Like what do you do? Right. You know what I mean? What do you do when you go to the gas station and they're out of gas? Right? Like what do you do when it's a 5 o'clock curfew? Society devolves just that quick. We think all of this gonna be around in perpetuity, like it's gonna be here forever.
Right.
And as many people as I had lost in my life in Baton Rouge, it always felt like we would move on, like society would move on. You might lose your homie, you might lose your uncle, you might lose whoever, but society will move on.
In your case, who did you lose?
A bunch of people.
Closest.
Well, shit. I mean, dog, everybody died. Everybody was on dope. Delvin, Tedford, Jason, George.
Cousins,
These are people, I mean, when you get to a certain age and people just start dying, it's like, yo, Delvin got a fight at Texaco, dude pulled out on him and killed him. My homeboy George Temple, rest in peace to George. George got pulled over by the cop. Him and the cop got in a fight. Dude walked out of auto zone, shot him in the head. My man Jason, we don't know what happened. They found him, his car was still running, and he was shot 3 times in the back.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So like, it just starts to happen. But that is kind of par for the course, right? Like, you talk to your dad. I talked to my dad. My dad passed away a couple of years ago, but I talked to my dad at that time, and he'd be like, appreciate you. He'd be like, nah, just keep living. This is the way that it goes. Right. You know, everybody's got substance abuse problems. It happens. Right. But what you think is that you are going to always have the opportunity to move on because society will always be here. Right. And Katrina, to me, was a wake-up call that it might not be. Right. So whatever you're going to do in life, go fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, go do it. And so I was working on a movie at that time. Like I was a stage manager on the movie. Okay. One of the producers saw something I was writing and he liked it. So I was able to get a little bit of money off of an option. I moved out to Los Angeles and then I got a job. I never went back home.
Was this the higher learning?
No, this is like 2006. I get to TMZ in 2011. So I worked at a place called Capricorn Programs for about 3 or 4 years. And then that place went belly up.
What was that, Capricorn Programs?
It was a clip show production house. So like I was literally playing video games for a living. It was a video game show called Cybernet, and I would come in and I would take the video games, then write a review on the video games, and then edit it, put it up there, boom.
How much was you getting paid for?
$500 a week.
$500 a week? Play video games?
Play video games. And I ended up making it to, it's so funny the way life is, right? Right. I get there, $500 a week. I'm like, cool, that's enough money for me. I had money from the little option that I had, but that's also enough money for me to stay in Los Angeles. Right. $500 a week. This is fucking nuts.
That was really enough money?
No,
not in LA.
Not at all.
But let me tell you the thing about me that's different from a lot of people. Well, I wouldn't say it's different from a lot of people. What I would say is like, I don't really give a fuck about a lot of the things I think other people give a fuck about. Right. So for me, the reason why $500 a week was enough for me is because I was confident that I was where I needed to be. Right. So this is what I had in my life at that time. I had a computer and an air mattress, and that was it.
That was it.
I was living,
Pair of lugs.
Birdman lugs, yeah.
Yeah.
But I had a computer and an air mattress. That's all I had. When I came out here, I put my stuff in boxes and I was out here and I was getting on the bus, going back and forth, right? But everything worked out. Riding the bus everywhere taught me the city. I learned the city. Nobody in LA rides the bus. I wasn't fly at all, didn't have shit. But I knew I was where I needed to be. Right. So I get to the point where it's like, I'm $500 and I make it up to 800, then I make it up to 900, and then I'm getting to 1,000. I'm starting to move around a little bit more. I joined the gym. I start working out, playing basketball. And as time progressed, I start to get my feet wet in the city. Right. But a lot of times, like I talk to the kids that like ask for advice now, and they're unwilling to do that. They're unwilling to come to a place and not have it given to them. And I'm not even trying to be the old head. I'm just saying, they're like, man, I feel like I deserve this. I'm like, ain't no deserve.
Yeah, it's a lot of
ain't no deserve. Yeah. Like ain't no deserve. Like I'm on the bus with it. I'm playing video games with it. I'm busted. I'm fucked up. I'm the whole deal.
How long did you do that?
I would say probably 3 or 4 years. But see, the thing with me is this.
Did you get a raise?
I got a raise at Capricorn, but it was never like, I remember the guy there, the Tim Wells, he said, yo, he was real with me. He was like, yo, Van, you're very talented. I want to let you know that this is not the place where you're going to get rich. This is not the place where you're going to get rich. It's like, you can, like, he was the executive in charge of productions. Like, this is the place where you got to stay here for a little while. It's going to help stabilize you, but this is not where you're going to get rich.
Right.
And then, like, the company just, like, went under. And I didn't have a job.
Damn.
And so for 2 years,
You felt like you got comfortable while you was there?
Yeah, I got comfortable. I got
comfortable with $500?
Nah, it
No,
wasn't.
it went up. Remember, you said
it wasn't
No,
500 at this time.
You was selling weed or something.
At this time, I wasn't selling weed. I wasn't doing none of that. Wasn't doing none of
You
that.
had a side hustle
Well, I didn't
somewhere.
know,
my
bro.
nigga.
I promise you,
You was
bro.
in the park with the white boy. Like, I pick him.
Man. Nah, man. Wasn't doing none of that. Wasn't doing none of that, bro. I'm telling you, I lived in Van Nuys, right?
Yeah.
And it was it was kind of shady because it was a Russian dude that had an apartment that he was subletting to us. I randomly found an apartment on Craigslist. It's $500 a month. It's a $1,000 apartment, 2-bedroom. I was splitting it with somebody else I didn't even know.
Right.
Air conditioner in the motherfucker didn't work. It's deep in the valley in LA. I'm spending all my time in the swimming pool, so that the swimming pool outside of it, so that I could stay cool when I went back inside. Like it was, but
that's not a harsh condition. He's in the pool.
it's look. So I'm not. So to me, I want y'all to understand.
Yeah.
To me, none of it's harsh.
Right.
You know why none of it's harsh? Because the way I looked at it, I was in a new place with a new opportunity, and where I had just come from, my whole community had been like obliterated. Everybody was fucked up. Like what people don't understand about something like the hurricane is the stress. I knew old black people that were 70, 75, but they were in good health. They lost their homes and they died.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And so for me, I felt free. I felt unencumbered by my family or any expectations around me. I felt like for the first time I had total autonomy. And I also felt like I didn't have to front for anyone. So to me, I didn't have to be fly. I didn't have to worry about my shoes.
Nobody knew you.
Nobody knew me. I could just be here and be focused on what it was I was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
You probably would have lost your mind if somebody, yo, Van!
Shit. You know what I'm saying? No, it's crazy though. So look, so you moved to LA.
Right.
And the first thing your niggas want to do is they want to come visit you. Mm-hmm. They want to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They want to come visit you. So I'm in LA like 6 months. And my homies come out. They're like, bro, we're going to come out. We're going to stay in LA with Van and all that. We're going to hang out with Van.
Right.
They come and they see the apartment. I never forget, my nigga Ian was like, damn, nigga. Just looking around, he was like, bro, you straight? like, you know what I'm saying? You need some help? I didn't know where to go to party. I wasn't in no clubs. I wasn't doing nothing. So when
You ain't tell them like, yo, y'all sure y'all want to come out here right now?
They came out, I was like, yeah, I think y'all should wait a little while.
This was before FaceTime.
This was way before FaceTime. This is like 2006,
Like,
2000, yeah.
Yo, let me see the crib.
I think y'all should wait a little while. It's like, bro, I don't even know where to go. I hadn't been out yet or nothing. I was just in my shit, focused on my on what it was.
Right.
But anyway, so the company goes under, and that's during the financial crisis. So I'm on unemployment.
07.
Yeah, I'm on unemployment, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm chilling. I'm playing basketball every day. I'm writing. I'm making connections. I'm doing the whole nine. And this is what happened. Mm-hmm. This is how I got to TMZ. So I'm walking in the gym to hoop. This lady stops me. She goes, we're doing like a survey type of situation. We put you on camera, do the survey. If we like what you're talking about, then you have an opportunity to go to this other place and we'll pay you $1,000 for one day to test all these products. And I'm like, shit, okay, cool. So I'm on camera, I do the little thing, I'm being funny, the whole nine or whatever. She's like asking like crazy questions, like who is your celebrity crush? And all of this stuff, just kind of getting a gauge of who's
your
you
celebrity crush?
It was Megan Good at that time.
Okay, good
At
one.
that time.
Yeah.
It changed, right?
It changes pretty often, but like it was Megan, it was Megan Good at that time.
Yeah.
And so
Shout out to Megan.
Shout out to Megan
Word.
because she. Woo. So we do the whole thing. The lady goes, all right, we like you.
Right.
It's like, come out to this place. Come out to the place and like, you're gonna take all these surveys and help us with these products. So I'm like, cool. So I go out to this spot and it's out like in the valley. Mm-hmm. And I walk into the place and the guy goes, this is what you're gonna do. It's like product testing. You're gonna use this toothpaste, then you're gonna take a shower, you're gonna use this deodorant, and then you're gonna use this mouthwash, and then when you come out, we want you to shave, and you're gonna use this razor. I'm like, cool. So I'm like,
You ever saw Batman? Oh, God. Bruh, that sounded like they was lining you up.
Bruh. So I'm in there, and I'm like, cool. That's
the Joker's little
where he put the fucking where he poisoned everything and had everybody using it. So I'm like gravy, and they're like, yo, so you do this today, $1,000, and I'm still at the time of my life where $1,000 is a shit ton of money to me, right?
Right.
So I get in there and I do everything. I'm looking around at the place and I'm like, interesting, because even the room that they had us waiting in, there were snacks and all kinds of stuff in there. I'm like, that feels like a green room. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I've been on productions before. I'm like, it feels like a talent waiting area. Mm-hmm. So I do everything that they had me do.
You didn't notice the cameras?
You couldn't see anything. So I didn't notice them. So I do everything they asked me to do.
And they wanted you to shower.
I showered and then I came out of the shower.
Pause.
Yo, your man was on the casting couch and
he was
on the casting couch.
So I showered and he come out of the shower. And they like, they want you to shave. I'm like,
take a ride in this van.
I'm like, I'm not shaving my beard off. I was like, I shave the top.
Right.
So I get in there. I try to step on the scale to weigh myself. The scale is broke. I'm like, what the fuck is going on around this joint, bro?
Right.
Like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
So I get in there and I start shaving. And when I'm shaving, somebody busts out the back. Are you ready for the Gillette Fusion Pro Glide Challenge?
Wow.
And I'm like, what?
I've seen those commercials.
And I'm like, are you ready for the Gillette Fusion Pro? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And this guy's got a camera and they're like, how do you like your razor? And blah, 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 and all of that shit.
But you got your clothes on, right?
I got all my clothes. Nigga, you upset.
I'm just making sure.
I
shave in my towel.
And something happens.
And sometimes I don't. When I'm shaving, I'm like, whoa.
Right. So I'm shaving, and so it turns out it's a commercial, right?
Right.
So buzz this. So it's a commercial.
Uh-huh.
I leave, I walk out into this back room, and people are clapping. You know what I'm saying? Like, put my clothes back on. People are clapping. Hey, you did such a great job. Oh. So I sit down and I sign the form. This, all accurate. I sign the form. So it's on the weekend.
He's looking for it. You're looking for the fucking commercial.
So I signed the form, and it's not $1,000. It's actually $3,000 because it's a $1,500 day fee, and then because it's the weekend, you get double the fee. So it's $3,000. I'm like, shit. I didn't fucking come all the way the fuck up, nigga. I'm gonna go buy a PS3 or whatever. So I'm getting unemployment, right? So when you're getting unemployment weekly, they ask you to put down if you made any money.
Right.
So I come back and I put, this week I actually did make some money.
Oh,
and
you better.
Why you didn't say off the books?
No, I ain't make no money. I'm still broke.
I would have been like, I ain't make a dime. I ain't make nothing.
So I put on there, I actually did make some money this week. And I put how much money I made. So look, what they did is they readjusted my unemployment to that figure for the entire quarter. So the unemployment went from like $650 a week to $75 a week. So I go to the unemployment office and I'm like, yo, I still don't fucking have a job. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all, but like, I'm still out of work. And the lady goes, there's nothing you can do. So right away, I had to find a job. This is how I got to TMZ. I go on entertainmentcareers.net, and the first job is TMZ tour guide. I'm like, fuck it. At this point, I felt a certain way. I'm like, yo, I was 30 years old, right? And I'm like, I'm in LA, I'm writing, I'm making inroads. I had just produced a web series. I'm doing stuff. I think to myself, I go, do I want to be a tour guide on a TMZ tour bus around LA at 30? Like, what are my mom, what's everybody that looks at me and educated and went to school and all that, what are they going to think? And the reality is, something was like, nah, just do it. Just do it. Something. My girl.
Your girlfriend.
Incredible.
That's
Very.
always the something.
Like very supportive.
Just do it, nigga. You need a job. Nigga.
Get the fuck on. Get to work. So I go.
I'm carrying both of us.
I go and I start the tour. I trained as a tour guide. I was on TV within 3 months.
What did the tour guide thing consist of, though?
So the tour guide
pop out on celebrities.
The tour guide thing consists of you TMZ tour. It was brand new at the time. You start in Hollywood. You take people around. You talk about the stories at TMZ that happened in different places. So it's like a Hollywood tour, because if you ever go to Hollywood, you see the tour buses and all of that shit. But it's like a different flair because you talk about stuff that happened to celebrities that TMZ has covered. Right. And then as part of that, if you see a celebrity and you're on the tour bus, you hop out, you interview the celebrity. So I got really good at it. One time Harvey came and he took the tour. And after he took the tour, he goes, I want you to come in the office tomorrow, 6 a.m. Just be in the office 6 a.m. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, office 6 a.m. I go in the office, and when I get in there, somebody comes and they put a mic on me. And from that, I was on the show. And then that changed.
Did they adjust your
Eventually.
salary?
Eventually.
You gotta prove yourself.
Not right away. I was doing the tour, I was doing the television show, and I was out on the camera with out on the street with my camera.
So you was on television, but you was getting paid the tour guide salary.
Well, here's the thing about the tour guide. The tour guide salary was very low. I'm talking like $8.75 an hour.
But you was on television.
I was on TV, but also I was making tips off the tour. So I was probably making about, at that point,
getting less money.
I was, no. I was making whatever I was making hourly for them, but I was also getting tips, and the tips were crazy because I was good at the tour.
Right, but once you switched over to TV.
Once I got on TV, I proved myself on TV. I never forget, Harvey brings me in the office one day, and he goes, yo, we're gonna give you a raise. I never asked for a raise at TMZ.
But how long was it before the
Probably
raise?
about 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months.
So I never asked for a raise at TMZ.
So was slavery a choice?
Shut the fuck up. You're not a slave if you're getting paid.
It's slavery a choice.
You're not a slave if you get paid.
That's slavery.
You're not a slave.
You was on TV.
Your ancestors
for 4 or 5 months. Getting the tour money.
I was making $1,100 a week.
And you chose that. And you chose it.
Ancestors.
Yo, yeah, I got you. I got you.
No, you don't, bro. Y'all niggas want to equate everything to slavery. Slavery is getting your ass whipped and having somebody make you do something.
I disagreed with you on that point, by the way.
Sure you did.
Mm-hmm.
Which point?
About you disagree because you think slavery is what?
I think there was a choice.
Oh yeah, we've had this argument in here. I'm on your side. I'm pro. He's con.
Yeah. So I feel like we praise the people who saw it as a choice. Like Tubman, Tucson,
Nat Turner.
Mm-hmm. We praise these people because they saw it as a choice. Mm-hmm. I'm going to fight. I'm going to try to free my people. I'm going to die.
Okay, so allow me to retort.
Okay.
I have Harriet Tubman on my chain. Mm-hmm. I love what you're talking about.
So
I think that...
Is that really Harriet?
That's Harriet right there, yeah.
That's fire.
Don't hate on.
Where'd you get it from?
My man made it for me out there in LA. But look, so I think that what you're saying, I understand how you feel about it. Mm-hmm. I also think that what we have to force ourselves to do is to educate ourselves on the life of an American slave. And let me tell you why I say that.
Okay.
Let me tell you why I say that.
Force ourselves.
No. Educate ourselves on the life of an American slave.
Right.
And the reason why I say that is because the more that you know about the history of what slavery was,
right,
the more you know about the ways in which slaves rebelled against and pushed back against their captivity.
Right.
That weren't Nat Turner, Denmark, VC,
right,
Toussaint Louverture, or any of those people, right?
And,
or Dudley Bookman. Like, what if I told you right now
and
that...
if you read Willie Lynch's book, you read how to handle that,
right,
how they handled it.
What if I told you right now that a mother walking off the plantation to mother her kids in a nearby plantation is a slave revolt? What if I told you that slaves slowing down to work? What if I told you slaves getting married and having children, choosing to have families? What if I told you slaves choosing to worship? What if I told you a slave like figuring out how to teach themselves how to read? And so what I'm telling you,
I hear what you're saying.
So what I'm telling
everything you're saying.
I know what I'm telling you is what we look at sometimes when we talk about slavery and a choice is we look at people who say, hey, there's this binary sort of matrix of what you can do. You can either stay on a plantation or you can die. But what I'm saying is, in the scope of humanity, there's a spectrum. And the spectrum means that, like, you had people that were overwhelmingly cool with what they were. Then you had people that were true revolutionaries.
Right.
And then you had people that just in their lives made sure that they lived them as freely and as fully as possible.
So the revolutionaries.
And so, but listen though.
Right.
And when you say that we're praising people who were the revolutionaries, what I say is you're doing a disservice to your ancestors.
Why?
Because they survived so you could have that opinion. So when I'm telling you right now, what I'm telling you right now is that somebody got.
You see it as them surviving to have that opinion.
There's no way.
But I believe the change came because of the revolutionaries.
But you're wrong.
I'm not.
Okay.
Fortunately,
but
I'm not.
But what I would tell you right now. So let me ask you this then: why do you think? Why
everything that you just mentioned? Mothering children, caring for family members, caring for a wife, a sibling, whatever.
Right.
There's an activation within that, where even if you were raised, this is what happens to your people. These people are above you. This, that, da. Right. Okay, cool. Love is so powerful,
right?
That the love that you have might not even be for yourself, but for your wife, child, sibling, friend, whoever it was.
Right.
The moment you saw an act of
indecency.
Not indecency.
Can I tell y'all something?
Hold on. Yeah. Horrific treatment.
Right.
To either one of those people, something activates in you and says, this is wrong.
Let me tell you something real quick.
I don't care
how
long I've been a slave.
Hey, let me tell you something.
What I just saw is offsetting to me. My child was just whooped. My wife was just raped. My friend was just hung.
With love.
Something activates within you and says, this is wrong.
Hey, let me tell you something.
And that activated in Harriet. It activated in Tucson. It activated.
Let me tell you something right now. With love, I'm gonna tell y'all something.
But do you agree with what I'm saying?
No. With love, I'm gonna tell you something right now. With love to all of y'all. No other group of people that's overcome or been through anything as horrific as slavery does this to the people who went through it. Not one. You are not gonna get in this room. Hold on, wait a second. You're not gonna get in this room
I'm glad to be the first.
Hold on. Well, you're not gonna get.
That's not what he's saying.
You're not gonna.
That's not what he's saying.
No, I'm glad to be the first.
Let me finish.
No, that's not what he's saying.
Let me finish.
First.
You might not want to be.
Let me finish. You're not gonna get.
I hear you.
Hold on. You're not gonna get in this room a group of 8, 9, 10 Jewish brothers and sisters who are going to blame their ancestors for the Holocaust or the pogroms or anything else. Hold on, wait a second. Or anything else that happened, right? You're not going to get any group of people to assign weakness or say that any of those things were a choice. Because
of course not. While they're accepting the privileges that come along with it. Yeah.
Because implicit in saying that was a choice,
right?
Implicit in that is the idea that these people were either unable or unwilling to meet the task of accessing their own freedom.
I have no problem.
So what I'm telling you right now is,
and that's not what I'm saying.
So what's happening right now?
What I'm saying.
So what's happening right now is 1,000,000%, 1,000,000% the design of white supremacy. I'm telling black people right now, there was nothing wrong with your ancestors, and it don't matter what no rappers say. It don't matter what no podcast hosts say. It don't matter what nothing say. There was nothing defective, nothing weak, nothing wrong, nothing bad about the people that endured for hundreds of years so that you could sit here on a podcast and talk the shit that you talk.
Oh, I can't let you do that.
That's what I'm just being for real.
I can't let you do that.
And Harriet was special, and Tucson was special. And
why are they special?
And Frederick Douglass was special. And
why
all
are they
those
special?
people were special.
Harriet said, I would have freed 1,000 more slaves if they knew that they was.
Do you know that she never said that?
Really?
Right. So when I'm
did that come from a script?
when I'm telling you,
sound like some Harriet shit. Can't lie.
So what I'm telling you right now is what I implore people to do. What I implore people to do.
Who said that?
Is have an understanding of the makeup of America. Forget about that. Let's move back. Your ancestors come here to this country, right? Mm-hmm. They don't speak the language. Mm-hmm. They don't know the lay of the land. Mm-hmm. They can't hunt for themselves. They don't understand the animals. They can't fish for themselves. They don't understand this. It's hundreds of years. Hold on. It's hundreds of years here before they have an understanding of where they are or what's going on. It's a long time.
However, throughout those hundreds of years, there's plenty of rebellions happening.
Absolutely, there are rebellions that happen.
Right.
But what I'm telling you is,
who made the history books? Did Jimmy the Happy Slave? Did he make the history books?
Can I tell you why?
Did Jimmy the Happy Slave?
Can I tell you why though?
Make the history books?
Can I tell you?
Did you ever read about the Happy Slave?
Hey, Matt.
Has anyone in here ever picked up a book and was like, this is about the Happy Slave?
Matt.
Did anyone?
Matt, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
No, right?
Who wrote the history that you're talking about?
I don't know. You tell me.
So I'm gonna tell you that the history that you're talking about to me was written by your slavers. So why would they give you
not all of it?
Well, the majority of it, right?
Yeah.
So why
the accounts in Haiti that was recorded?
So why would they?
They were educated.
Why would they give you in Haiti? Culturally, is a different situation than what we're talking about on the American continent.
We're talking about slaves, right?
But we're not. When we're talking about Haiti, you're talking about a different structure of slavery. You're talking about a different group. You're talking about a whole different thing.
About slavery.
You're talking about a smaller.
We are still talking about a revolution against slavery. We're still talking about that. No. Let's just agree on that. We're still talking about a revolution against slavery.
But it's different though. It's not the same thing. The island is a lot smaller. The people are a lot different.
What does that mean?
Well, what I'm telling you right now,
the island is a lot smaller, and they fought off a French fleet.
Right. Well, what I'm telling you is here in America, the area is a lot larger. Mm-hmm. The amount of weaponry and what they were up against was a lot different than what it was in Haiti. That's to take nothing away from Tucson and Dirty Bookman and everything that happened in Haiti. Right. Haiti, to me, is one of the most crowning achievements of the Western world. What I'm telling people like yourself and like Kanye is that you don't have enough reverence for your ancestors. And you don't have enough reverence for what they went through, who they were, and how they endured for you to be here. And the reality is,
and they did not endure for me to be here.
They absolutely
did. No, they did not.
Your ancestors.
You don't even know where my ancestors are from.
Right. Okay.
You're making false claims.
Okay. Where are your ancestors from?
Okay. My ancestors are from England.
Well, how do you mean?
My grandfather is from England. So my other great grandfather is from Scotland.
So your ancestors were never slaves?
Not to say that. On my mother's side, there's probably.
Then what the fuck are you talking about? If your ancestors are slaves,
but
we're talking about the same thing.
We're not talking about people that endured. We're not talking about people.
If your ancestors were slaves, we're talking about the same thing.
That's not the reason it's over, bro.
Right. So are you an American?
Did slaves fight in the Civil War?
Are you a descendant?
Did slaves fight in the Civil War?
They did. Are you a descendant?
They did. Why did they fight in the Civil War?
Are you a descendant of slaves?
To end.
Are you a descendant of slaves?
I couldn't tell you.
So you don't know?
No.
So let me ask you this, man.
Maybe I'm not. Because I don't feel the affinity towards.
Matt, do you feel like you've done enough work on this? You feel like you know what you're talking about?
I do.
I think what you're giving me right now is a lot of anecdotal stuff about how you feel like people should move.
I think that's what you're doing.
How so?
Because, again, have you ever read a book on Jimmy the Happy Slave?
No, but I never said.
Never. Hold on.
I never said the slaves were happy.
You've never. But yet we praise Harriet. We praise Nat.
Okay.
We praise Tucson. Why?
We praise them because they're symbols.
They're symbols of who, what, we're supposed to be?
No.
Why not?
They're symbols of people who were able to.
So we're not supposed to be like them. That's what you're saying.
No. I'm telling you.
We're not. We're supposed to be like the slaves that didn't fight. That's what you're saying.
You finish talking, I'm going to talk.
I'm asking.
Okay. So you know what we're supposed to be? Whatever we want to be. That's freedom. Freedom is not, hold on. Freedom is not being who somebody else thinks you're supposed to be. And that person could be Matt Hoffa, it could be white America, whatever. Freedom is being what you want to be.
Right.
And when I talk about, remember, I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, right? And being from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I'm from a place where old black people tell you old black stories. And what they tell you is they say, look at that tree. They say there's souls on that tree. There are people that got brought to that tree. Because even if we talk about slavery, take slavery out of it.
Right.
How did black people live and endure in outside of the 7 mystic years after slavery? How did black people live and endure in 1905? Let me ask you this. Why
are you asking me these questions?
Because I want to make sure that you know what you're talking about before we get to.
I know what I'm talking. Okay.
So
all right, hold on.
At one point,
Hold on. These questions don't negate my main point.
Absolutely. So let me
main
just
point, which
ask you
is,
something.
Why do we praise the people who saw it as a choice, but then turn around and say it wasn't a choice?
It wasn't a choice. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Does anybody follow that?
I do follow.
Got you.
You can't
I do. But Matt,
You all believe that it wasn't a choice.
no, Matt, I follow you, but the framework of what
Who
you're saying is
are
wrong.
these people we praise then?
What?
Are they anomalies?
No, they're
Were they aliens from another planet?
So would you say that the only people worth revering from the civil rights movement?
I'm not saying that. History's saying that.
No.
Don't put that
the
on me.
history that you're
History's
giving
saying
me
that. Because again,
is
you've
written
never read a
by
book
white
about Jimmy
men.
the Happy Slave, right?
No,
Like
that's
history,
not- but
they're
that's
all,
not
but
okay.
But that's not true. There are all kinds of books and accounts of the lives of slaves.
Have you
It's just
ever
you
read a
haven't
book
read them.
about a slave that said,
This is why we can't be obsessed with fame.
I'm living.
Math is obsessed with the famous people from slavery. Math is obsessed with the famous. I'm telling you right now.
You know what that is right there? That's ninja smoke. Get out of the subject.
Hey, Matt,
That's what that is.
hey, no. I'm gonna be real with you. When this comes out,
Man, shit.
no, I'm gonna be real with you. When this comes out, forget about that.
Listen, and I
I'm not
get
even
it.
gonna tell you.
No. I have no problem with that.
You're gonna look wild.
I have no problem with that.
But
No. I have no problem with
I
that.
know you don't.
Because there's a lot of people who rather get their pockets dug and slapped in the face than stand up for themselves.
Okay.
And for me, what I'm always
How many
going to
ways-
preach, I got 2 boys. What I'm going to preach to them is to always be cautious,
Right.
but to stand up for yourself. For my girls, I'm going to always preach, okay, don't find yourself in no bad situations, but if you do, fight for your fucking life.
Right. Fight for your
You
life.
dig what I'm saying?
And I understand that. And what I'm telling you right now is that that's the way that they should be. But what I'm also
Let him finish. Where you going?
No, I love it. Continue.
Okay.
That's the way that they should be.
maybe I should stop drinking on the podcast. Maybe the drinks on the podcast.
Yo, 2
are wrong.
shots of Henny does nothing.
Like maybe I don't know, bro. You're all around the place. Maybe I should stop drinking on the
You
podcast.
said that's the way that
We're
they
talking about
should be.
slavery. You know what I
You said
mean?
that's the way they should be.
What I'm telling you,
see it as a choice.
what I'm telling you is, anytime that someone is a victim of injustice, what they should endeavor to do is to stand up for themselves.
Thank you.
But what I'm telling you is, there are myriad ways to stand up for yourself.
Right.
There are a bunch of different ways to stand up for yourself, a bunch of
Right.
different ways to bring your humanity into this.
Right.
And what I also would tell
Sticking
people,
your head in
what I
the
also would tell people is, what you have to understand is the intentionality of systems here in America, like what they are meant to do.
No, I understand that.
Okay, so go back to a point I was going to make. At what point in American history do you feel like black people own the most land? When have black people owned the most land in the history of
There,
America?
right behind you, paper towels.
Yeah.
It's paper towels behind you.
I'm sweating.
I got you.
Sweating.
I got you.
I'm drinking, but he's
I
sweating.
got you.
Yeah. At what point in American history do you feel like black people own the most land?
Wasn't that Black Wall Street?
Close. What point, like, of us owning the most land, the most acreage of land in American history? What point in history?
I don't know.
Okay, it was like in the 1910s.
1910s.
Okay, so the reason, and so as many billionaires, of all the billionaires that we talk about,
Right.
of all the people right now that we revere, of all the money that we say that we have, we own more land in 1910, around 1905, 1906 than we ever owned. And the reason why that we own that land is because after slavery, during the time, like right after the 7 mystic years, black people made it a point to buy land. What we were told was that the way to get to move ahead in America was to be a part of the American agrarian society, have land, have horses, be farmers.
Right.
Okay. This is a point that I'm making. When that happened,
Right.
white America said no to that. And let me tell you how they said no.
Right.
They said no in a couple of different ways. Number one, Black Wall Street, situations like that.
Right.
Black Wall Street,
Right.
Rosewood, North Carolina, places. They
Right.
just came.
Harlem.
They just came and they took your land.
Harlem.
They said
they burned it down.
They burn your
Right.
shit down. We took it. It's
Right.
ours. Whatever.
Right.
Move off.
Right.
Another way that they took it
Eminent domain.
was through contract buying schemes, right?
Right.
You did that in Seneca Village in Central Park.
Right. Have people come along,
Right.
buy your shit up, force you out.
Right.
Later on is redlining.
Right.
What I'm telling you right now is to live as a Black American in this country is to be up against a system
And I agree.
that is there intentionally to oppress you.
I agree. And that's the same system that Marcus Garvey advised us to get the fuck away from.
But I'm telling you right now, there are different ways to fight against and different ways to try to access your freedom in that system, destroy that system, and around that system.
I agree.
The one thing we can't do, though, is what you're doing.
What's that?
The one thing that we can't do, though, is blame the combatants for the war.
I'm not blaming the combatants.
What you're saying is that
I'm
what
not
you're saying
blaming the
when you say that slavery was a choice.
Because I like Superman.
But like what you-
doesn't mean I think Clark Kent is a piece of shit.
But like
That's not it.
when you
I
say
like
that
Superman.
when you say that slavery was a
Right.
choice,
Uh-huh.
you're assigning weakness to scores and scores of people, millions of people.
No, actually, what I'm doing is I'm awakening part of these people's brains that's gonna be like, you know what? It is a choice, and if they ever try this shit again, we know we got a choice.
So let me ask you this: you're a rapper, right? How many rappers do you know that are in bad contracts?
Yo, these questions, it's like,
Why are you looking at me? He asked you. He's over there. Look that way.
That's your question.
how many rappers you know that's in bad contracts?
How many
Everybody
rappers-
here know how many rappers they know that's in bad
Do you know
contracts?
rappers, nigga?
Yes, I do.
How many rappers
And I understand that also.
Okay, so let me ask you a question: why did they sign those contracts?
Because they wanted to get immediately out of the situation.
It's incredible.
that they
Okay,
were
so
in.
let me ask you.
Gratification.
So let me ask you a question then.
Was it smart?
Well, like,
Was it smart?
But
No, it
But
wasn't.
there's something called
regret it.
There's something called a choice matrix.
Right.
And the choice matrix is like, hey, based upon where I am and what I'm doing, what's the best option in terms of what's in front of me?
Right.
So when we get on people for making bad decisions, what we never do is take stock of the decisions that are available to them. Right?
Right.
So then if I look at somebody and it says, hey, I signed a bad rapper contract. Cool. Well, that's stupid. Hey, be more about your contract. Be better about what you did. Right. But is that a better option than being out on the street, getting it with bullets whizzing by your head? Probably so. So what I'm telling you is that Black people in America have always tried to do the best with the choices that are available to them. And we've achieved to high levels in that. We've achieved to middle levels in that, and some people have failed us.
Right.
And for the ancestors that were here, the people that walked through the mud, for us to sit here and try to litigate their lives and what they should have done while we're in here drinking Hennessy and all of that,
Right.
it's fucked. We can agree to disagree.
It's not fucked. It's
It
not
is.
fucked.
Like we
And
can.
I'm gonna tell you why.
We
I'm
can
gonna tell you
agree
why. Because that's not what we're doing.
Because
That's
I hear
not
niggas
what we're
complain about the
doing.
cops
But
all the
that's-
time.
but
But what
that's
I
not
don't
what we're
see
doing.
is niggas gearing up and going down to police stations to bang it out.
We
with
did
the
that
police.
already.
Okay.
Black Panthers. We already did that. We already did that. We tried. Okay.
What happened to the Black Panthers?
This ain't really work out.
No.
Hold on.
Matt, what happened to the Black Panthers?
I want to just twist something back and
Matt,
say
what happened to the
that's
Black
not
Panthers?
what we're doing. What we're
Matt,
doing.
what happened to the Black Panthers?
The rappers that you're talking about. Who do we aspire to be? The ones that knew or the ones that didn't? Jay-Z came from a lifestyle of whizzing bullets too.
Right.
But you know what? He was just a little bit more smarter with his shit.
Okay.
So we aspire to be Jay-Z rather than to accept that, oh, he didn't know no better, so, we might not know better forever.
But can I ask you?
you know what I'm saying?
But
no, there was a guy that knew better.
But can't
follow his footsteps. Let's go.
But you know what that does? But you know what that does though?
We're not shitting on the people who didn't. We're just looking at who knew better. And follow them.
In my opinion, you know what that does?
What?
In my opinion, what that does is it absolves the system. And let me tell you what I mean by that. What I mean by this is there will always be exceptional Black people. There's like when white people are trying to tell Black people that racism,
Doesn't
systemic,
exist.
that doesn't exist, you know what they say? They say, how can racism exist
When you have
Oprah, when you
Obama.
have Jay-Z,
Bullshit.
when you have Obama,
But it's a small
when you have
percentage.
this.
Right.
So
That's
what
the
I'm
very
telling you is,
small
what I'm telling you
percentage.
is this. Let me give you a difference between Obama and George W. Bush. George W. Bush is a C student, right? He's a C student. Never ever achieved in anything in his life.
Right.
Went out on oil, failed. Baseball, failed.
Right.
Was able to finagle his way into being the governor of Texas, right?
No, Air Force was before that.
Then he becomes the president of the United States as a C student. Do you know why? Because his fucking ancestors were on the Mayflower. They have a stake in here. Prescott Bush is his grandfather,
Right.
who is an American senator. His father was the vice president.
Right.
So you have two presidents coming back to back. One who is legitimately average,
Right.
a C student in America,
Right.
an average white person that's been protected by the American system. The
Right.
president after him is the most exceptional president in the history of America. That's your nigga. That's the one that's the editor of the Harvard Law Review.
Right.
That's the one that killed every single situation ever.
Right.
That's the guy that gets there.
Right.
Societies
Right.
are based not in the most exceptional people.
Right.
Societies are based around how successful you can be
Right.
when you are the average everyday working person. And when America was at its richest, when any society is at its best, at its
Right.
most functional,
Right.
it's when people who aren't as talented as math, aren't as talented as Van, aren't as talented as the men in this room, can go out and make a living, where they can work factory jobs,
Right.
where they can work in clothing stores, where they can work as mechanics in situations like
Understood.
that. So-
Depending on the circumstances.
Right, whatever, right?
Right.
And to where they can build and give their kids an opportunity. What I'm telling you about, what we're talking about is, if we want to live in a situation where we're telling everybody to be Jay-Z or everybody to be Jordan, it can't work. It's not going to work.
Well, you talking about Marxism now.
Like,
Yeah,
it's not
facts.
Talking about Marxism
Facts.
now.
I'm not talking about Marxism.
Facts. Let him walk into that. Let him walk into that.
Look. So I say that you're speaking about Marxism now because now you're talking about the proletariat versus the bourgeoisie.
Exactly.
The average person is the proletariat. That is a C student that works at the factory jobs, and that America wants to see level up to the
Can I
bourgeoisie.
ask you a question though?
That's
How could it be a Marxist? How could it be Marxism if the factory person owns their home, owns their car? Marxism is a system where the government controls and owns everything. I'm not talking about the power of the proletariat. I'm talking about the strength of it. They're two different things. The strength of the proletariat.
Isn't that what you're saying about the system?
No. The strength of the
Isn't
proletariat.
that what you're saying about the system? Though?
Let me tell the strength of the proletariat is this. The strength of the average everyday working American is this.
Right.
Is that they consume and that they have worth and value, right?
Right.
If we're living in a situation right now where the top 1% of the 1% own half of the stock market. The 1% own 99% of the wealth in the country. I don't know how long you guys can think that can last, but I can tell you something, not long.
Right.
And if you study the history of world civilizations, what you see is there's an inflection point where a civilization gets either too decadent or loses its identity and they fail. The Romans failed because they didn't realize they were Romans anymore because there was nothing inside of them to bond them together. The working class was gone. They traded that for imperialism. And what I'm telling you right now is in the situation that we're in, especially when we're talking about black people, when we're talking about black people, we need to talk less about Jay-Z. We need to talk less about Obama. We need to talk about the people that are living in this neighborhood, the people that are living in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and what it is that they can do. Because if you expect somebody to come out and save a family or a generation of people because they're 6'5" and they can dunk a basketball, or because they're one of the greatest rappers of all time, or one of the best business acumens of all time. I'm telling you, what your children should be, your children can look up to Jay-Z.
When you say children, okay, cool. Oh, cool. All right, family structure. I am not ahead of my family due to the fault my success. Right?
You're not what?
I'm not ahead of my family.
You're not the head of your family. So am I.
Default to success, right?
Yeah. And my father died.
Right.
Yeah.
Your nieces and nephews, who do you think they're looking at? When their parents are calling you to get money, who do you think your nieces and nephews are really looking at?
Well, let me explain something to you.
Just no, I'm asking the question.
Well,
I can answer for it.
So, but that doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen. Because I understand what you're talking about.
Right.
So when someone needs something from me,
Right.
like what I tell, like I have a very specific way. I know that this is 100% real. I can get my niggas on the phone right now.
Right.
When you need something from me, I'll make sure that you know not to let anybody know that you got it from me.
Right.
So if you call me right up, Van, right now, I need $4,000 or $5,000. Like it's graduation time. Like, don't let nobody know you got it from me, and you don't have to pay me back. The reality is, when you're in your home,
Right.
your family has to know that you have their back.
That's true.
So for me, they not looking at me because what I tell my they not looking at me because what I tell my homeboys and my friends and my family, when my father passed away, if I wasn't in the situation I was in, I don't know what we would have done.
When their parents are watching TMZ, who do you think they're looking at?
What I'm telling you right now is it's a difference between saying, yeah, Uncle Van's on TV and being like, yeah, Uncle Van is the reason that we got bread in the refrigerator.
No,
like
but
bread
that's
in the
not it. But
so
either way, you just perception, off perception alone. Uncle Van is on TV. He's got to be the most successful. That's what the kids think. That's what the kids think.
What I'm telling you,
my daughter thought I was a millionaire because I was on YouTube.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
What I'm telling you,
that's what the kids think.
What I'm telling you is it doesn't matter what they think. To me, it matters who they know they can rely on in their household. If they look at me and they say, hey, Uncle Van is on TV, he's famous, whatever, that's one thing. But what they have to know is that I'm not there every single day. Their fathers, their mothers, the people that are right there, those are the people that you rely on.
All right, cool. Remove yourself out the picture.
Yeah.
Who do kids naturally want to be when they're young?
Kids are children. Why are we basing what we think about society around what kids want to see?
Because
kids want to be motherfucking Spider-Man.
Because
like kids want to be Batman.
Because until
kids
someone likes you,
right.
Kids
want to be the
they
dog
want to be.
The kids want to be Dora the Explorer.
They want to be the exceptional, right?
Kids want to be.
They want to be the exceptional, and you're sitting here saying, "No, don't look at the exceptional. Look at the regular people." No, these kids, follow Jay-Z. Learn what the fuck he did. He went to college during his rap career. He figured all this shit out in business and sat with Warren Buffett and all this shit. Yes, watch that shit.
Okay.
Aspire to be that big.
He did Tybo
Dream
too.
big.
He did Tybo.
Dream
like
big.
36 years old.
Yeah.
This
He was 36.
But
that's
That ain't got nothing to do with it, man. Don't shoot at that, man.
You can't be taking shots at Hov like that, you heard? Hov is the best out Brooklyn.
Some bullshit.
Shout out to Jay-Z. Shout out to Jay-Z. But look, 36 in the karate class.
No, he wasn't. Cut it out.
But how old are you boxing?
You boxing.
How old are you boxing?
Exactly.
I'm 43. And I got that hands for these motherfuckers.
He said Jay was 36. You 43.
43. Boy, I tell you what.
He on the sparring pad line with the 13-year-olds.
Y'all don't love nothing more than y'all love from Jay-Z. But anyway, shout out to Jay-Z. Love Jay-Z. Y'all love
Big Brooklyn.
Tim's right now.
Big
Like
Brooklyn.
because of Jay-Z, nah,
Biggie.
Birdman looks. But look, but look, seriously though, and but as we go back and forth,
Right.
this is actually a very important conversation.
Yes, it is.
And the reason why it's an important conversation is because, like, the reality of it is my grandfather right now is a millionaire, right? Mm-hmm. He's a millionaire. He's an older guy. Right. On my mom's side, my mom's dad, he's a millionaire. He worked at the post office. He was able to work at the post office for a very long time, right? Mm-hmm. After he worked at the post office, he opened up Ellis Corner Groceries, and that was a grocery store that he fed the people in South Baton Rouge for a long, long time, right? Mm-hmm. Then after that, he was able to buy land, achieve ownership
at the post office.
Well, he never missed a day, and he was smart with his money, and he was able to get a loan, buy stuff and stuff.
There's a reason them packs ain't come through.
What the fuck
So you know,
Yo,
grandfather is the reason the packs ain't come through. Yo.
But what I'm telling you guys,
he's stabbing the boxes on the
but
side.
hold on. I want to say this real quick.
Yes, what?
Wait, hold on, man, right? But the thing is this. Hold on, man, hold on. His grandfather aspired to be something that he saw from someone else, or he got that education in how to expand his wealth.
Well, he was just exceptional human being.
You're not wrong. But let me tell you what my point about this is. When I look at my grandfather, I look at another situation. I hurt my knee playing ball when I was 11 years old, right? When I was 11 years old, I go to the orthopedist. I go to the orthopedist and I'm looking in the orthopedist's office. And in the office is the picture of him and he's with Shaq. You know, Shaq played at LSU. It's him, he's with Shaq. He's with, who was Chris Jackson then, who is now Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Shout out to that brother. He's at Saints games. He's doing all of this stuff. And the guy, his kid was in class with me. And I remember coming back, this is the Messina family. I remember coming back and I'm asked Travis Messina, I'm like, dog, like I see your dad hanging out with Shaq and like hanging out with the Saints and like going to the games and living this crazy life. I see y'all on vacation and all of that stuff. I'm like, what is your dad, like what is your, he goes, no, he's like, he's a doctor. He worked on your knee. And I'm like, yeah, that's what he does. And in my mind, what I'm thinking at that time is in order to live that lifestyle, that you have to be a boxer, a singer. Right. But if you guys go to any other city other than Los Angeles, Miami, and New York, you cannot name the people sitting courtside. You don't know who they are. Right. You don't know who the people sitting courtside at a Milwaukee Bucks game is. You don't know who the people sitting courtside at a San Antonio Spurs game is. You don't know who they are. Right. The reason why is because those people are people that are doctors and attorneys. Some of them might be invited by the police and stuff like that. I'm telling you, we should all strive to be the best that we can. But what I'm telling you is there's a lot more best, and we don't give ourselves enough leeway and leash to see that. There's the best barber that you can be. Yeah, there's the best, all that. And so what I'm saying is,
I hear that, but you got to understand what's visible. Yeah, in my neighborhood growing up, there were probably people that came from that neighborhood and became dentists, but then they moved the fuck out.
I know, but
so what we were left to see and interact with was whoever was working the corner or who was on television.
Matt, that's a problem. That's a problem for the people who left the neighborhood, and that's also a problem for us.
But they had to leave that neighborhood.
I understand, but that's a problem.
You understand?
What I'm telling you is, to me, there is a cultural imperative that you have.
Right.
And that's to stay tethered to people. Now, if you black and you come up and you like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get mine, this is America, whatever. To me, you can't do it that way. To me, you have to stay connected so that people can see you and touch you and feel you and know that there are other ways to get what it is that they need. I personally think...
Now with the RICO out here. Now with the RICO.
The RICO is for drug dealers, right?
Yeah, I'm just... No, the RICO is for anyone who associates.
Right,
so it's hard to stay in touch.
So this is my thing.
Shout out to all the homies.
So this is my thing. If you are doing something illegal, if you are doing something illegal,
right?
I don't think black children should look up to you.
However...
I understand the way it goes.
How you looked at.
I understand the way. If you're doing something illegal, the only reason why I would say that, and that, by the way, that's not to shame anybody who had to get it the way that they had to get it. Mm-hmm. I'm not shaming them. But what I'm telling you is that that's not sustainable.
Right.
That story.
It's not stable.
That story has the same ending.
But you understand why that story keeps getting cycled and cycled and cycled, and all these prisons are getting filled up because that's what's happening. They're seeing that.
I understand that, but it's the conversation I'm having with you is, it's up to us to change the perception of what success and stability are. Because if not, we're going to keep having people that...
I'm doing my part.
You're doing your part.
You're doing your part.
We're doing our part. But what I'm telling you is, like, the narrative is important too.
Right.
Because when I'm never going to look down at somebody who didn't have the choices, right? So when somebody comes up, they doing what they're doing, they out in the street, I still got family members out there. The only thing I can tell you is this. We know how that goes. I swear to you, I love you to death. I'm not gonna tell you.
Death or jail.
I'm like, we know how that goes.
Yeah.
And I look, and when you inside, I'm putting something on your books. I'm never gonna be the motherfucker that leave you and don't stay down with you. Right. Ever. Never gonna happen.
Right.
But whenever you talking to me, get your shit right. Get your shit right. And if I have to help you get your shit right, then get your shit right. Then we're gonna do it together. And so what I'm saying is, the fact that kids look up to that is not a part of the solution, it's a part of the problem.
But understand, while you're saying that to him, that person is thinking, you don't understand.
But I do, because I've been there.
Right. But they're thinking, you don't understand. So who's the person who converted? Who's the person who changed? Who's the person who made the 180 that they know that's popular? They're going to gravitate to those people. So I have no problem with a kid looking at Jay-Z. Now, the kid rap, I don't give a fuck. It don't have to be about being a rapper.
Yeah.
It don't have to be about being a rapper. It just has to be about
where
coming from Marcy Projects and where you ended up.
Let me make sure that
you understand what I'm saying?
Let me make sure that I articulate this. I don't have any problem with looking at Jay-Z or anybody else.
Right.
What I'm saying is it can't only be
because I was gonna title it like that.
Like what? What I'm saying is it can't only be Jay-Z.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
No, and it shouldn't.
And so I'm not saying.
So there's a Van Lathan.
There's
a Math Hoffa.
But it don't have to be anybody.
And it don't have to be.
Like, it don't have to be anybody in entertainment.
You saying it could be a doctor?
I'm saying it could be a post office. It could be whatever.
But understand there's limited exposure.
But what we have to do, what I'm saying, and that's the reason why this conversation matters.
Right.
Is what we have to make sure that people understand is that, like, there are people living amazing lives. Remember what Chris Rock said about the fact that he lived in a neighborhood.
Motherfucking dentist.
Remember to say he lived in a neighborhood and it was him and Mary J. Blige and everybody else, and then somebody that lived in the neighborhood was a dentist. Mm-hmm. My thing is, obviously, glitz and glamour, it matters and it's
attractive.
Of course it does.
I get what you're saying. You're saying the narrative needs to shift because of what's popularized.
I'm not even saying it shift. I'm saying it needs to get more diverse.
Yeah,
I'm saying
it needs to be more diverse because
so you're saying a successful mechanic from Brownsville should be in the seat that you're in right now.
Absolutely, without a doubt,
So
a successful mechanic from Brownsville. Actually, to be honest with you, there's a television show that I'm doing that's coming out. That is going
you just stole my idea and just said,
shut up, nigga.
I done seen this 50 million times, bro.
No.
I tell somebody, yo, this the idea I got. Actually, I was just working.
Hey, how about this? I won't even host a show now. Matt Hoffa can host it because to be honest with you, I'm being 100% real. I won't even host a show now. Matt Hoffa can host it because to be honest with you, there is, especially here in New York and other places like that, there are people that are going to look at you and what you say and how you act and come at it from a different perspective. Because every time I talk, I'm on some righteous shit. I'm just like that nigga. Right. But like you, who's obviously who obviously problematic. Right. Like if you say it, it'll probably have a bigger impact. And I'm being completely serious.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, bro, what I want black children to understand is that freedom is
a choice.
Nah, it's not a choice. Freedom is what you're born into being free. Freedom is the gift from God. God gives you your freedom.
Right.
The only thing that other people do is they take it. And they don't just take it by putting you in jail. They take it by telling you who you have to be, by telling you how you have to do it. They take it by putting you into these different types of cells.
To make the wrong choice.
Yeah,
so I want you.
That's why I don't agree with, man.
Okay,
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because it is a choice, man.
What's
just
a choice?
like God gave us freedom, right?
Right.
We're born into freedom, right?
Right.
So now when somebody else outside of me comes and tells me, you a nigga, you gonna stay here, you gonna do this, you gonna do that, it's on me to say, no, I'm not.
Right.
All right, but okay.
So I have a choice to deal with it or not deal with it. Yeah. Okay, I could have, look, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I did a whole bunch of crimes, right? That I got incarcerated for, right? At any moment,
this guy's a problem.
Look, at any moment that I did the crime or whatever, and I go to parole or I go wherever I go and they run down on me. I could have did whatever. I could have said, nah, y'all not putting the cuffs on me. I could have got beat the fuck up. I could have got killed. Anything could have happened.
Yeah.
It was my choice to say, I know I fucked up. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Take me to prison.
And I got my ass whooped 2 blocks from here by 9 police officers because I made another choice.
All right, so I've been handcuffed 6 times in my life.
Right.
I've never been arrested. The first time I was ever handcuffed, I was sitting down in the driveway of my of our house.
Right.
I was doing my homework, right? Cop pulls up. Hey, young man. I was about 15, but I was already like 6'1".
You say doing your homework like schoolwork.
I was doing my schoolwork.
All right.
In the driveway, right?
You wasn't like
Nah, nigga.
scoping nothing.
No. I was in the house. I was
Said he was doing his homework.
He wants me to be a criminal so bad. He wants me to be a criminal so bad. So I'm doing my homework, right? I'm doing my homework. I'm locked out of the house. So I'm like, yo, shit, I don't want to wait until daddy get back for me to get in the crib.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to do my homework here so later on I could watch the game or whatever. So I'm doing my homework. I'm sitting down. I got like a flannel on, whatever. I'm in the driveway. Cops pull up. Hey, like, who are you? Like, I'm Van. Like, you live around here? I'm like, yeah, I live right there. That's my house. So you live right there. That's your house. You got ID on you? I'm like, no. I don't have any ID on me. How old are you? I'm 15. Come here for a second. I walk over to the police.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna keep you right here for a second. You fit a description, and we're gonna make sure everything's okay. Would you mind turning around for me? Facts. Turn around, click, click. I'm like, at this time, I'm not even tripping. I'm like, I'm kind of like thinking this is funny, right? I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Mm-hmm.
I hear my dad, big diesel dually truck, right? Hear him coming down the street, like whatever. He doesn't even stop. He doesn't even turn in the driveway. He stops in the middle of the street. What the fuck? Then toss his hat. What the hell y'all doing? He's running. And I'm like, whoa, why is it on 10? Like, what's going on? And the cops are like, no, we're just running. He's like, run nothing. Take him out the cuffs. Take him out the cuffs. That's his house right there. And now it's getting crazy because people are coming outside, right? Mm-hmm. And he's about to make the situation
escalate.
You know what I'm saying? So he's like, he's outside. What do you do? What do you do? He bamming on a police car. What do you do? He's sweating. His chain and popped. The whole nine. Why am I in that situation?
You black.
Because you black.
Not just because I'm black.
But they're racist.
Not just because they're racist. Mm-hmm. Because I'm black and because I live in Gardner Lane, because I live in Louisiana, because I live all of those things.
Because they're racist. That's the only answer that
Wrong. But what I'm telling you is that the situation that I am in, the situation that I happen to be in, right, is dictating how things are going for me. To the point that you just made, right? All of the things that you had to do. The question is, would you have done them if you had grown up in Staten Island? Would you have done them?
No, I can't attest to that because my situation was different. I didn't grow up like fucked up.
But I'm not even talking I know, but I'm not even talking about being fucked up. I'm talking about even
from Park Slope.
Well, I'm talking about
I'm from Red Hook.
Okay, from Red Hook.
Right. I'm not even talking about Park Slope. I'm talking about even the influences that might have been around you.
Right.
What I want people to do is find an affluent area in America that's high crime, right? Try to find one, and then try to find a poor area in America that's low crime. It's very difficult to do. So when I'm talking about freedom is all kinds of things. There's environmental freedom, there's physical freedom, there's mental freedom. Did you know that if you live in an area where there's a homicide in your general vicinity, the stats prove that your mental health is affected up to 40%. And what do you think that area is?
It becomes a red zone.
That area is a half a mile. If you live within a half a mile of a homicide, it has an unbelievable effect on your mental health. Think about how many homicides occur within a half a mile of where you grew up. Think about the food that you eat. Think about how you're being policed. All of these things.
Those are public health issues.
But all of these things, when we talk about freedom, there are people who are free. They don't live like this. And the choices that are in front of them and the things that happen to them and the way that they have more to do with what comes from the top down as far as their relationship with their parents and what they see around them than the food that they can't eat, the places they can't go, and what people do to them. Like we grew up in food deserts. People make fun of us because we got diabetes. It's not our diet. It's all part of something.
Yeah.
And so what I'm telling you is, And to bring it back is what Hov has been able to do, and let me be serious for a second, because I have a lot of respect for what all of these gentlemen have accomplished, because it's impossible.
Right.
It's impossible
Right.
to go from there to get to where it just doesn't happen, right? Not even Bill Gates did that.
Right.
Steve Jobs didn't do that. Warren Buffett didn't do that.
Yeah, they
None of those guys
didn't
did
have
what
to.
Jay-Z did.
Right.
None of those guys
Right.
did, right? So it's impossible, right? But what I'm saying is, in order to get free, you don't have to be that. In order to get free,
I understand what you're
have
saying.
to be that. Freedom comes way before that. That's all I'm saying.
I get it, and you are 100% correct. However, what's visible to these kids, that message that you just gave, some of them might be watching.
Right.
Some of them are not.
Right.
Some of them are just looking for someone. I know what that feels like. Growing up in the hood and thinking that your history is, yeah, you was butt naked in Africa, niggas brought you over here, we whooped your ass for 400 years and we set you free. You think that's your legacy. You have nothing to aspire to. Nothing. You feel like, what's my value? And you're constantly seeing things happening to people around you. You have to look towards the brightest light. And unfortunately, the brightest light sometimes, it's an entertainer.
Yeah.
Now, it might put you on the path to just wanting better for yourself.
Yeah.
And you might find your way from there. But
Either you sling rock or you got a wicked jump shot.
Nah, there's a lot.
No, but
there's a lot.
no, but
we're gonna take a 5-minute break.
Go to the weight side.
Yeah, crushed and destroyed.
All you got to do is leave it
Sledgehammer.
alone. Like, what's the point? The internet is not a real place. I refuse.
It's not a real place.
I hear
However, it's
what
real
you-
people interacting.
They're not real because the second they see you face to face, none of that shit happens.
Niggas like, yo, man, if you know, I'm a fan, bro. I just did that shit to get my platform popping, my nigga.
What homie said, I ain't even gonna say his name, but what homie said when he was like, yo, why you talking about him like that? Yo, come on, man, you know he lit. If he say my name, it's on.
That was a fact.
Like, damn.
Clout chasing.
You wanna go that
The
far?
internet is not a real place, bro. I just, every comment I see, it's like, you've probably seen me.
Do y'all think clout is currency?
No.
Attention is currency.
No. I don't
Well,
think
what's the difference
It's
between
the
clout
same.
and attention? It's the same
Listen,
thing.
man, I've been a
Because
famous...
you won't always get clout from attention.
Hold on. I was a famous battle rapper for like a decade. And I was broke. So no, this is not currency.
No, that's not what it means. That's not what it means.
It is not currency.
That's
y'all.
not what it means.
It is not currency. No,
That's not what it means. It doesn't
No.
mean like you can like physical, you spend it as far as that's concerned, but it's what you trade in. A lot of people trade in attention. I've seen people blow the bag off the strength of wanting attention. I've seen people nuke opportunities because they needed a 15 minutes of fame, which turns into 15 seconds.
Who are these people you speak of, man?
You'll never know who they are because they're
Boy.
fucking. Oh,
I'm an island boy.
Stop.
probably could have did. Like, who knows what
that's
it
that's
could have.
gonna be 50 blogs. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
My expertise, they diss the island
saying.
boy. And they
Which is why when you ask me, I never answer that question. You always like name them. Why would I do that? Why on earth would I do that?
I'll name them.
what you're talking
Ask me.
Oh,
I'll
you don't
name
need that.
No,
I ain't scared of
sure.
you.
I spend all my time on this show talking about the people I want to see excel. I big up dope rappers. I don't talk about trash. I point out
No, you do
mistakes
talk
so
about
you don't
trash
make
a lot.
them.
You do talk about
No, I don't name them.
Bruh.
Give me a name.
Mecca not?
I never heard
all
of
you
names
gotta
about
say
Give me a
is
name.
all you gotta say is rappers that don't listen, and Mecca will monologue for like a good
But I don't have a
45
name.
minutes
That's
on that
that's a
shit.
universal problem. A lot of them don't listen. Universal problem. Now how many that applies to? You hard-headed as shit. With a smile. He acknowledges. You hard-headed as shit. Like,
You be talking about me?
What would you? Yeah, he said the whole thing was about you. The whole thing was about you. Well, what you be wanting Mav to do that he don't do?
Say it
what-
again?
Yeah, what you be wanting Mav to do that he don't do?
stop responding to people on the internet.
There you go.
Stop entertaining that shit. Stop paying attention to
But that's
it.
probably not your nature because of the battle rap situation. It's probably
a
not
warrior.
Your nature. Yeah.
But not only
Fucking
that,
warrior.
but like
Mav
sometimes-
probably got a
sometimes-
battle rap for all them niggas. He probably got a plan for all them niggas.
For everybody.
You heard, cop the album.
Listen, I was
Cop the
in
album.
Mav. I was
Go.
with Mav, and Mav was pacing back and forth, spitting lines. Like,
I
was
would
ready to go.
call somebody.
He was ready to go. We're gonna blow
Like,
all you niggas koofies off.
Bellevue or something, my nigga rapping to himself, bro. It would have been crazy.
Nah, but see,
Nah,
like,
but-
respectfully, a lot of these niggas never met math. They don't know math how we know math.
Even
You know
more
what
of
I'm
a
saying?
reason not to respond.
yeah,
That's even more
they
of
never
a
been
reason
in the
not
room,
to
But
respond.
here's my issue though. Sometimes an unchecked lie becomes the truth.
That's
I don't
complete
believe that.
bullshit. I don't
believe
buy
that, bro.
into that at all.
I don't believe that.
And
You don't buy
acknowledge
into that at all.
Nah.
Why would I?
Nah.
Why would
No,
I?
I don't
'Cause-
agree. You know
'cause
why?
you
It
got-
depends. It depends on the situation.
All right. Prime
It depends
example.
on the
Prime
mental-
example.
One at a time, one at a time.
Prime
Yeah,
example. They spoke on his daughter. Boy spoke on Mav daughter. That was his daughters. That was something to reply about.
Right.
Oh yeah, Mav this, he this, that, and the third. That's nothing to reply about. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain shit you reply
And then there
about.
was and then there was a result of that because you responded, it got certain things done.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So
An
that is
unchecked
something that you would
lie-
Yeah.
respond to.
An unchecked lie becomes the truth to who?
So you know what's crazy though?
To
What's
your
crazy?
fans.
What's crazy?
They're not fans if they believe that shit.
Nah, you know.
And they
Meg,
never
Meg,
were
I gotta
gonna be
Meg,
your
I gotta be
fans.
real. I gotta be real.
Yeah.
You know what the crazy thing is that it's sad, but he's right.
Yeah.
So look, you on there. If we take the Chris Brown Usher thing, right? That allegedly, reportedly, supposedly happened today.
Right.
The longer they go without saying this never happened,
They're gonna
What?
believe
You're gonna
that
keep
it
coming up with
happened.
our own
think about
narrative.
it. But just think about it. Like I'm not. You should be right, and in a perfect world, you're right. But I'm serious. But in the longer they go without being like, hey,
Until them niggas come out
this
with
never
skates
happened.
on verses
On the
together.
stage, yeah.
The niggas,
Right.
that shit ain't happen.
Like, yeah, the longer they go
Shit
without
don't-
saying this happened, people are gonna be like, all right, they must have been into it.
People who?
What
Who
are we
are
talking
these
about
people?
now? Yeah.
And what is
The
that? What does
public.
that affect?
The public.
Who cares? Why do you care? I don't care. Who are these fucking people?
Because the perception.
Who cares? The perception of who?
Talk your talk, man.
Yo,
Who cares?
when Mega get mad, he loses his neck. His neck just disappears.
Like a turtle.
Because I had it up to here with you niggas.
Turtle.
Because I had it up to here
Turtle.
with
He's
you
a
niggas.
turtle. He become a ninja turtle.
I can't. Listen. And it's, I'm gonna just be as
See,
honest
he a
as I can.
loner. He's a loner,
I'ma
so
be
you
as-
gotta
yo,
hear from his.
I'm gonna be as honest as I
You
can.
don't gotta be outside,
How you
man.
feel about it, to each his own. I'm not judging nobody. However you take it is how you, whatever, got you. I can't make myself care about shit like that. I can't. I just
It's not
can't.
important.
And I really try. I've heard people with issues, and this is really important to them. Like the shit that they come into the table. When he's fucked
Yeah,
up
this
over something that
is
happens.
sensitive,
Okay,
motherfucker.
cool. This is my man. He cares about it. What we gonna do? Who's saying it? Nobody's. Absolutely fucking nobody's. Who can't affect anything. The way I move, the way I talk, the way I walk, nothing. You can't affect anything I'm doing.
Let me come back to this example, right? So just the example of what happened today. So that's true in a vacuum, but let's put like real world, like guardrails and scenarios on it. Think about it. If you're, in this situation, if you're a Chris, this being out there is specifically damaging to your reputation because of your past.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, Usher, not so much, right? It's like, but if you're a Chris, if you had any type of reputation for whatever reason, and people were saying you did something angry, violent, or whatever, or let's say you're married and somebody like, oh my God, I seen you somewhere. If you don't say anything, sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I said. Depending on the situation.
Again,
Yeah,
right.
like that brought me back to like when
No,
they
no, wait,
spoke about-
stop.
Before everybody starts shouting, reportedly, what happened between Chris Brown and Usher?
It was said that
allegedly.
yeah. So
Allegedly.
what was said that is that Chris Brown and Usher were at a party. I think they were celebrating Usher's birthday or Chris Brown's birthday.
Yeah.
And supposedly, Usher sang to Chris. Everything was good. They were on high great vibes and stuff like that. He sang at his party.
Right.
And not to him. He sang at his
So
party.
immature, bro.
Yeah,
This guy,
man, this guy.
I can hear him go, "Hey yo!"
In his head, I seen a bubble. I seen a cartoon bubble over his head.
Bro, as soon as he was listening. He was listening.
He was waiting for
You
it.
said Usher sang to Chris. He went.
So anyway,
Chris Brown be like this. You just gotta wonder, bro. Like,
Anyway.
yeah.
Everything was good. They was on high vibrations. All is well. And then supposedly,
Allegedly, he was intoxicated.
no. Then Chris tried to supposedly say something or like engage Tiana Taylor in some way, and she was egging him for whatever reason,
Right.
allegedly.
Right.
And then Usher said something to Chris, and then Chris responded because he was lit.
He called him a coward.
Right. And
Allegedly.
followed him outside the rink or whatever, and then something else happened after that.
They said an
What
entourage jumped him.
happened?
They said an entourage jumped him. Chris and the entourage jumped Usher.
Right.
And they said Chris was intoxicated.
Hard to believe because Usher posted a video of today showing that ain't nothing on him unless they was like,
That's
just
why
body blows.
It's allegedly.
Let's go body, bro.
Just body blows. Don't mess up his face.
Which is exactly
It's the blogs, man. It's the
About
blogs.
shit like
Right.
this.
That's why it's allegedly.
Right.
Say
Blogs.
like this.
rumors and internet talk. Like I don't.
Somebody that was at the party videoed what they perceived it to be from their vantage point and posted it.
Right.
And then the blog said,
And then
oh
did
shit.
it look like an argument?
Well, the part that they
No.
posted was just Chris Brown, just Usher bringing Chris Brown away from Tiana Taylor. So it looks like at least that part happened. So the part that they posted is Usher.
From there, it could have been just a media snowball of
Whatever.
I bet you them niggas went outside and had a fight. I bet you they fucking jumped Usher.
But I bet you turns into, yeah, they went outside and jumped Usher.
Until a picture of Usher pops up and there's not a mark on him. See, that's why I don't.
You could tell Usher is a good friend.
And they're like, nah, they only went body blows on.
Yeah, we just
So
we
it's
just
still
put a
happening.
whole new spin on it. That's why I don't talk. I don't
give a shit.
No face, no case.
That's why I don't give a shit. I hate entertaining shit like that.
Because, man, we got something in our hand that begs us every single second to have something to say. So we always need something to say. We always need something to talk about.
Everybody wants to talk. Very few people have something to say. That's why I'm not paying attention like that. Like again, Chris Brown, just to go back to your example, my main thing is, can you affect my money? Can you affect the way I move? In Chris's case, yes. So I understand why you're proactive on your business tip. 9 times out of 10, I'm not. If you can't do those things, if those things don't happen because of your words or your move, especially if I know you're lying, especially if I know it's not true, because the truth always gonna come out. You fear a young man's wrath and a grown man's patience. That's my father's shit. You fear a young man's wrath and a grown man's patience. Young man gonna act out on the spot and wild out. Grown man can wait. I can wait to be right, especially if I know I'm right. I don't need to do it now. I'll wait. And I'll set it up. And when you, okay, well now the truth comes out.
Yeah,
and
but
you look extra
certain
stupid.
accusations can be dangerous if you don't check them.
Like I said, if it can affect X, Y, Z, A, B, and C, I understand it.
But if it's just about embarrassment or perception, then
No.
Yeah.
See, I think what we
But even
glossing,
perception is dangerous.
I think what we glossing over is the science of public relations, right? Because sometimes you have artists. There's artists that I know that intentionally do shit because it's too quiet.
That's another reason I don't
It's
feed
too
into
fucking
that
quiet
shit.
for them. They like, I'm
yeah.
gonna choke a YouTuber, or I'm gonna punch this person in the
damn.
face, or I'm gonna do that so that they wait.
niggas
that
just
way
call you
Nav-
and be like, yo, bro,
Nav
I'm
and them
gonna
can talk
choke a
about me.
YouTuber today. Niggas just call
we
you up
can
and
be
be like, say fam, it's quiet around this bitch, bro. I'm gonna find Mr. Beast and choke the
Tell them
shit
to
out
come
of
over there. This is what they gonna do. And Nav and them gonna talk about it on their next
Bro, that's
podcast.
crazy,
And you
bro.
know what?
Like, God,
and you're
damn.
right.
Yeah,
You're all right. You're
yeah.
all right.
Sometimes the people around the artist is like, yo, it's too quiet, man. I know you got an album about to drop.
I think
You
Tekashi
need to line this
6ix9ine
thing
is a
up.
prime example of that.
Prime example of what? Just like doing
Of
stuff.
just doing shit.
How does New York feel about Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Depends on who you ask.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna tell you
Please,
something.
no. Let's not even talk about that guy, man. Let's talk about you, bro. Come on, we're not here for him. You know what I mean? We're here for you, bro.
Yeah, chill out. Chill out.
He asked the question.
You don't need to be pointing out the black
I noticed.
That's the wrong person he did bring
I
up.
noticed that he's pushing more towards the Spanish community now.
Yeah, he said that. I seen him say yesterday that like hip hop tries to erase Spanish people, and that we don't. So
Is that another unchecked lie that's gonna become the truth?
Who is Fat
Or
Joe?
can we ignore that shit?
But
Is that another unchecked lie that's gonna become the truth?
No,
or can
but-
we
but-
ignore that shit?
But in that case, there has been an argument that
From who?
that
Who's arguing that?
people are arguing that the beginning of hip hop, it was.
Shout out to Crazy Legs. Instant false. We can shut
Whoa.
the, who are these
All right,
people?
cool.
Like,
So
yeah,
it
like
is.
shut the fuck up. Why am I entertaining you? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're speaking from your feelings. You think you feel that way. I feel like Latinos, blah, 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 blah. Why am I listening to you?
But this is what I'm saying, Mac. If enough people feel like that and they start speaking up about it,
Then
it
Trump
becomes
happens.
The truth.
Then Trump happens.
It is.
what's your TMZ beef, bro? I want to get to it, bro. What's your
Oh,
bone
come
to pick?
on, man. You can't force me. You
Come
can't
on, man. I
force-
want to know,
you can't
bro.
force
Oh,
me
no,
out
he's
the
calling you
You
out.
can't force
What's
me
your
out the
bone to
pocket.
pick, bro?
Everybody in here
I don't
got.
remember the story.
Does everybody in here have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about
Yeah.
attention, right?
Yeah, I got
Everybody got an iPhone.
Yeah.
What's the top 4 on your screen time?
Top 4 on my screen.
What you mean
Top
the
4 on
top
your
4?
screen time. Top 4.
Wait, what do you mean the top 4 on your screen time?
Top 4 apps.
Go to
Screen time on
go
your
to settings. Type in screen time. It's gonna pop up
Okay.
and it's gonna show you. Press see all activity, and it's gonna show you the apps that you spend the most time on.
Oh yeah.
Go to settings and what?
I got YouTube, Instagram,
How
Pornhub.
you
No, I'm
doing?
capping.
All right, go to screen time.
I just got
And
YouTube,
click activity.
Instagram, Facebook.
Activity.
My shit's social
you see?
media.
My shit's not on.
I don't see that. I don't see that on my
see it
screen
either.
time.
You don't see it?
No.
You typed it in
I'm on
settings.
screen
Right?
time.
I'm on screen
yeah.
time right now. Like, where you see it at?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I guess you gotta turn yours on.
Yeah, my shit's not on. My shit's
See
not
all
on.
activity.
I don't have my shit turned on.
I know that shit off the top
I
of my
see
head.
downtime. I see app
Instagram,
limits,
Royal Match,
communication
Candy
limit.
Crush.
What do you have? Candy Crush is in your top 3?
Candy Crush, Royal Match. Well, Instagram is first. And then
Instagram is
my and YouTube.
I got Instagram, YouTube.
I got messages. Hold on. Oh shit. Hold on. Total screen time.
I don't know. For some reason, my shit not popping up.
I don't have my shit turned on. I don't have that app.
I might
that
not have
feature
it turned on.
The messages is number 1 for mine. The phone is 2. Messages, YouTube, and files. Then phone, then Uber Eats. I need to check for that. Swear to God, I need to check for that. YouTube Studio and Gmail. No social media networks in my shit.
Interesting.
Oh, I see what he was talking about now. Look, it's right here. Screen, see all activity right there. Right
Oh,
under
okay.
the
Let me
graph.
look.
Let me see.
It's right under the graph. So my top one, man, is only shows one, and that's fucking Instagram
Oh,
Damn, you just on Instagram all day.
for most of the time, bro.
Oh, here you go.
messages.
I'm working though.
What you got?
Oh, my
on
shit is
Instagram, I'm
messages.
working.
I'm watching the fight. I don't know what.
Yo, my shit, my
watching
shit
the fight. I
messages. That's it.
fuck with
I'll be
y'all.
working on Instagram though.
Y'all let me know when you.
My shit text messages.
Messages, social.
I'm watching the fight.
Message or social?
Social media apps. They got it on here as social.
So which one you on the most?
Let me see. You know,
I'm in my
shit
messages
is crazy
the
because it
most.
don't really say. It's like
It's like you gotta scroll. These
See?
gonna pop up.
show apps
shit
and websites.
messages.
It just says that's what it
You're a
says.
texter.
Let me see.
Let me see.
Let me be all up in this shit.
It might have just started doing it. I might not have the app on.
Yeah, you might have just turned it on.
Yeah, it might have just. It might. That's why I
Yeah.
said settings at
Yeah,
the
my
first.
shit's not-
Oh no, here you go.
Let me see.
Pornhub.
Red tube.
Oh Lord.
X and X. Nigga, I'm an ex-jail nigga, so I'm allowed to fucking do that.
Yeah, bonded over porn.
I'm an ex-jail nigga, bro.
I hope y'all.
I got an excuse. I got an excuse, bro.
You home now.
You know what I mean, bro? I got an
And
excuse.
that is not the phone you had inside, bro. So it's not, nah, son.
X and XX.
It's for research purposes.
Okay,
There
so
you go.
Research purposes for the magazine.
There you go.
Thank you.
I
I
got
did
you.
this for the reason of I know a lot of people out there, you guys have dreams, you have goals, you have things that you want to accomplish. I want to encourage you to be mindful of your screen time and the things that you are paying attention to, and you should be paying attention to more things that will lead you in the direction of success. Think about that. What are you doing all day? It's right there in front of you.
Something else.
Right?
Factor relative major.
Something else.
Yeah.
Like stop that shit.
Are you aware of BT and the greatest crew of all time?
Rap crew.
Rap crew.
Of all time.
You know who the greatest rap crew of all time?
Oh,
You're
shit.
not.
Pull
There's
out
a
the
whole
bracket.
This
Pull
should
out
be
the
good.
bracket. Yeah, we gotta hear it.
Okay,
be
all right,
good.
cool. Let's
Yeah,
bring
should
up
be
the
good,
bracket. Let's
man.
bring up the bracket.
Greatest rap crew of all time.
Yeah, I want to get your opinion on
Wait,
this.
it's a like NBA style, college style
Right,
bracket. So
yeah.
it's these dudes and these dudes and these dudes and these
And whoever
Tournament.
wins that one goes to the
Tournament
next
style.
one.
Tournament
Tournament
style
style.
bracket.
Yes, yes,
Greatest
sir.
rap
I
crew.
want
Yes,
to
sir.
get. I want to get your picks.
Okay, cool.
All right. So being that you're from Baton Rouge,
Baton Rouge,
Yeah.
Louisiana.
This should be
half,
great.
half LA, you know,
Yeah.
With Timberlands on.
you probably have a different history of hip hop than we do.
You think so?
Yes.
Probably different.
Yeah, like what you listen to, what you grew up listening to, like.
Yeah, the culture of hip hop, how it affected
I mean,
Is that so?
to a degree, I think it's heavier on some stuff. I listened to all of it, but it's probably heavier on some stuff than you guys were on.
Right.
Okay, there it is. Locally.
Right, locally. Like y'all don't fuck with MC Nero, do you?
MC
I'm
who?
familiar, but no, I don't know.
MC Nero.
Nero?
Out of Baton Rouge, yeah. Young Bleed, y'all fuck with Young Bleed?
Young
Oh,
Bleed,
yeah, I know
Bleed, I heard
Young
Bleed,
Bleed,
yeah, fucking Young Bleed, you know. But other than that, it's all
So
the
what
shit that
about,
was
like,
popping.
you know, No Limit,
All of that.
Cash Money.
All of
That was local.
That was, yeah, that was the, for a time, that's all I was listening to.
Mm.
I was listening to Pac and then listening to that, like just almost exclusively. Even before everybody went major. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it was BG, it was Juvenile, Soldier Rags, it was True Stories, it was all of that stuff. That
Soulja
music,
Slim.
Soldier Slim. Soldier Slim.
See, they got a local scene other places that we don't have here. And I find it difficult to connect with people from other places when we have those discussions. They don't get that their local scene, which is like all encompassing, for them is not the same for us. When you talk about Master P being able to sell shit out the trunk and you're the guy who's a rapper being able to move units, Paul Wall and Slim Thug, et cetera, like those guys locally live like the biggest rap stars ever, and they only have to do shit where they are.
It's more of a unification.
Not everybody's a rapper.
Y'all believe that platinum out the trunk shit,
Yeah.
though, man? You
Hell
do?
yeah.
Well,
Look at Slim Thug, bro. Look at Slim
Thug
Thug.
it out.
I don't know. It don't matter.
Man.
To me, I know one thing. Even before Universal came around, Cash Money was selling hundreds of thousands of
doing
records
it.
in the tri-state. They were. Now, you know what the difference is in New York, though? Is like everything is right here. Is the media capital of the world. So
and all the labels are here.
all the labels are here. So those guys coming up, and they cutting each other up. You hear about Big L and Jay and
Right.
DMX and all of those guys.
Right.
Man, them dudes getting signed. Like at that time in the South, like you had to wait for somebody to come through. I mean, Mr. Prince and them kind of busted those doors down and stuff,
Right.
but it took an explosion of certain types of artists, you know, Suave House, Rap a Lot, No Limit, Cash Money, Hypnotized Minds,
Yeah,
to
but
make
some-
people come down south and want to sign people.
But some of these things are like urban legends. Like it's like okay, Drake having the Bidden War because he put out the mixtape and everybody. Well, if you knew what what was known, you knew he was going to Cash
He
Money.
was already with them.
Because he was already with him.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Well, when he did that, when he was on that mixtape for Colin, I can't remember the kid's name, Colin something. He had a joint on a couple of different people's shit. And it was before his mixtape stuff, and that's when his name was buzzing.
Right.
So,
Well, So Far Gone has Lil Wayne on it. So he was already,
before that,
yeah.
before that, like doing a
And
joint.
he was buzzing with Trey Songz.
doing a
So
joint with
Replacement
Trey
Girl
Songz,
joint, yeah.
doing a joint, that Colin joint, like he was coming from a different angle. He was on television. So his phone calls are different.
Understood.
You're able to
but
make phone
still,
calls to different people.
that bidding war was kind of a scam, like, you know
Well,
what I
a
mean?
bidding war can really be like, if you want to sign him, he wants to sign him, and I want to sign him. Before people want to sign him,
But I've been over here the whole time. You know what I mean?
and
Like,
he says, I have this deal on the table, this deal on the table, this deal on the table. What can you do? Technically, that's.
But you
all
gotta
it
look at
really takes.
P's.
no, but at the same time, for us, the consumers, when we hear, oh, there was a bidding war for this kid,
It's like he
now
must
I
be
have
dope.
to hear his
Right.
music.
But you,
Right.
but for
You dig what I'm saying?
for P specifically though,
That's true.
you have to look at the mechanism of how he got on. You know, he starts No Limit Records up there in California.
Right.
But he didn't pop with no huge star that busted his record label.
Right.
No, P was just, it was literally
Consistent.
I interviewed him one time and he told me, he was like, you know, I would go to a label and I would talk to them and they would tell me about a budget and a budget that I would have, that they would have to market or promote or do whatever. And he would be like, nah, just get that to me, I'll do that. And then he would go to these different places and he would sell the music. And as the music would come up, and that's how he got, you know, the 8515 that he got, was because he was making the records happen himself. You don't think he got an 8515.
He had a financial record.
But
You don't think
hold
he had
on,
an
hold on,
8515
hold on, but I
for
gotta ask though, because you know, you hustling, you making all this money, you gotta wash it somehow. I could be giving out CDs. I ain't trying to figure out solve no crimes or nothing like that.
I'm about to say,
but I could be giving out CDs and just saying I sold them.
You still sold them, even if you sold them to yourself.
But you know, but that really came off. You know, them
Could
chicken,
be, but
the chickens are moving over here.
But you know, but you know what though? But you know what
I
would
went
say?
platinum in the streets, nigga.
But you know what I would
What
say?
you talking about? You
What
know
I would say
mean?
is like, once he got on, he sold the records.
The fan base was.
Yeah, it was the fan base was there.
Because they was getting CDs.
Was like, once he got on, he sold the records.
Right.
And they sold a shit ton of records.
Right.
So like whatever they thought that he was able to prove that he could do,
Right.
he did it. Him and Baby did it. Like,
That's still today. If you don't get what you deserve, you get what you can negotiate. If I can show you that I've sold this many, and this is the kind of money I got coming in, and this is my overhead. Okay, now you're investing in what I'm doing as opposed to you having to pay for everything,
Right.
because I have no financial track record
Right.
of any of my sales. But like he said, if the music drops, he could be subsidizing with other things. But if you go through the hood and everybody's playing this shit, and you see a show and it's packed out, and his billboards,
I'm pretty sure.
something.
I'm pretty sure.
a million CDs in the
Bro,
streets.
listen.
Though.
Over
I'm
how
pretty
I
sure
mean,
they
what
was
amount
at
of
A
time?
million.
I'm
Think
pretty
about
sure,
that, my
bro.
nigga.
I'm pretty
Think
sure it was
about that.
It's a
incentivized.
possibility.
A million.
Math.
It's a possibility.
Even if it's not a
You're looking past a certain point. It was incentivized.
Right.
If you buy this CD, you get this.
Oh Jesus!
Not saying in that way, no. It could be in anything. I'll get you a free donut at Krispy Kreme.
Word.
I'll get you a
So you
free
telling-
T-shirt.
you telling me there's
I'll
like
get
a-
you.
There's like a 60-year-old crackhead out there right now that just got a room full of
No.
masterpieces.
No limit.
No, this is
But
crazy.
it's a room full of no limits.
I didn't say a crackhead. I'm talking about a regular consumer, bro.
I can't really.
2 for $5, you get the mix
The
in.
number is whatever, but this nigga. The number is whatever. But they were selling a shit ton of records, especially by the time.
Right.
Because the interesting thing happened with Cash Money is, man, to us, even 96, 97, Cash Money, they were the biggest names in rap even before Universal came.
Right.
That's all we were listening to. And then like they came out with Universal and they re-released some of them records, some of them albums, and put them out again. Guerrilla Warfare came out twice. So All You came out twice. Big Timers came out twice. They released it again when they went nation. And before then, they was selling hella records.
It was a lot of them too.
Yeah.
And I believe each of them was selling. It wasn't just Master P. I believe he
also
had
keep in mind that
overall. Like
Louisiana is way bigger than New York City. Like sometimes our views are skewed, but Texas is huge.
Louisiana's not bigger than New York City.
New York City,
No.
the 5 boroughs.
There's-
Louisiana is not bigger than the 5 boroughs.
There's 7 million people in Louisiana, maybe 8. There's more people here.
I mean,
You are
but
bullshit.
we got tall buildings, bro. We got apartments.
Yeah.
There's 2,000 motherfuckers
there
across the
might be,
street right now.
like it might be,
Yeah.
there might be. I could be wrong, but there's probably 7 to 8 million people in Louisiana. More people in LA than in Louisiana. You can look it up.
No, Louisiana is
7-8 million.
7 or 8 million in Louisiana, something like that.
So you telling me
That
out
don't
that
make
7-8 million, my man sold 1 million joints.
Yeah,
It's
you-
not
you
just
go the other way.
Louisiana,
You
bro.
go the other way.
Texas, it's Louisiana, it's
Son.
Mississippi.
How much is he selling them for?
But I'm saying though, you could
Probably
they probably
$5
was
a pop.
moving
Yeah,
around.
back then, probably 5.
I would never get a deal.
$5.
If I could sell 1 million CDs in the streets, I would
It
never
might
get
not
a
be.
deal.
It was a hell of a lot, enough to get him the deal, and then he sold more.
$1 million over what amount of time? How many years?
Right.
I believe
That's
it.
what you got to look.
I believe
they
that-
did
I
I believe it too.
I think
How
believe
many
it.
years? Like by the time he got to the Universal.
What's this
how many years?
anti-Louisiana agenda, bro?
No. It's just these
Trying to
urban
come at our
legends
heroes,
that,
bro.
that I
Uh-huh.
get it. It's I like my, you know, when you're young, you hear it and you're like, oh, I gotta check it out. But at my age, you know, and sitting across from 175 different artists who tell me about, you know, the industry and the things that they did, I look at a lot of these things like just marketing schemes now. Like, okay, they did
Wasn't
that.
Jay-Z and them selling
no
CDs and shit out the trunk?
No. Not
Too
at all.
Could have
short.
swore I heard
Hope
Dame
kept it
say that.
100. There was weight in the trunk, my nigga. That's what it was. He came into the
short.
game 100 grand strong. Now to
Actually-
be exact, from grinding G-packs.
Actually, I am wrong. The population of Louisiana is 4.5 million people.
Oh yeah.
So
we
there's more
definitely-
people in New
there's more-
York.
So
there's
you
more
telling
people in New
telling
York.
me
Way more
25% of the population bought this nigga
Yo, I'm
CD?
trying to help you. You're really taking the fuck out of this
25%.
point.
It really don't.
Population.
To me, it really don't matter. If people
Nigga,
are
that's
fat
Master
enough to
P
afford it.
land at
He
that
was-
point.
he
He should have
was-
been the president of Louisiana.
He was selling so many that he got to deal with priority. That's all that matters.
That's crazy.
That's a fact.
Peter
All right.
P is one of the greatest hustlers in rap history, bro.
All right, let's see if that reflects in
All
this
right.
in this greatest rap crew of all time thing. Shout out to BT. You can go vote BET.com. The first bracket, East Coast. We have, and I want all of y'all to be involved in this too. Wu-Tang Clan versus Dreamville.
Wu-Tang.
Y'all said it at the same time. Y'all
We
dating.
can't hear y'all.
No, chill out.
Yeah,
Like,
Wu-Tang?
like,
Wu-Tang?
All right, go.
Chastity?
chill out. Wu-Tang.
Who you got?
Wu-Tang. Everybody Wu-Tang.
You said Wu-Tang? Oh, shit.
Anonymous.
I don't know. Something about you made me feel
You
like,
thought he was.
stop. You're racist.
You thought he was going.
You're racist.
You thought he was going to go with it. You thought he was going to go with it.
Yo, man, like this racist.
Nah, Wu-Tang. By the way, that's Wu-Tang easy, by the way.
I think that's an unfair bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Wu-Tang easy.
Dreamville and Wu-Tang, that don't.
Dreamville dope as hell.
No, but they shouldn't be there.
Yeah, it's J. Cole. It's J. Cole.
You're racist. Right. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. They just wanted to get Dreamville out of there. Right?
Which fucking is terrible.
Okay. Now here it gets tougher. We learned this last night. Native Tongues versus the Juice Crew.
Oh. I would go with the Native Tongues just because.
She's asking who's the Native Tongues right now. You have no
Oh,
idea.
she's not asking. She's just
she
letting you
has
know.
no
I
idea.
don't know.
I will,
just Tribe Called Quest. Just okay. There you go.
Jungle Brothers, though. I would.
De La Soul,
De La
De La
Soul.
Soul.
Like, I would go.
Queen Latifah, Moni Love.
Leaders of the New School. Like, I would go with the Native Tongues.
You would go with the Native Tongue.
That's just because it's
Actually,
more
Leaders was never in Native.
Leaders was never in Native.
Believe it or not, they were never
For
in
real?
Native.
They were affiliated.
Yeah,
not
heavily affiliated, but they
officially.
were never in.
I thought everybody on Scenario. Oh, but okay. I'll still go with the Native Tongues. though.
Headed by
Okay.
Red Alert.
All right, so you're going against Kane.
Cool G Rap,
Cool G.
Master Ace,
Oh, they hard though, bro.
Biz Markie.
Biz
Headed
Markie,
by Marley Marl.
Roxanne Shante, Craig G, headed by Marley Marl.
Yeah.
One of the best producers
Oh,
of the genre.
Pioneers.
Pioneers. I still will go with. I would go with Native Tongues. I mean, if you really respect the history, the Juice Crew is so influential. But if you asking me,
what you personally like?
that was my shit.
Native tongues.
Yeah,
All right,
that was
cool,
my shit.
Cool. All right, next round. Rockefeller versus G Unit.
That's an easy win for J and them.
Y'all got
Rockefeller versus G Unit.
That's an easy win.
Rockefeller.
I mean, you
Shout out
got
from Brooklyn.
Rockefeller.
you got Jay and Kanye, bro.
Who you got?
Like you got Jay and Kanye.
That's tough. That's tough for you.
It shouldn't be. Well, I'll shut up.
Is it tough for you also? Okay.
KK. Who you got, KK?
He from Queens, of course.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Wait. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second.
So why you picked 50?
Because I like the impact they had. I like Jay-Z or Rockefeller all together against Banks, 50.
Oh, come on, but wait a second though. Hold on. So is Cam, Jim, Jewels,
Dipset.
It's a whole Dipset now.
State property.
It's state property. The Dipset
Yeah,
not
but
Rockefeller.
it is Rockefeller.
The Dipset is Rockefeller.
It is Rock. They're under the Rockefeller.
So you gonna have it's
Yo, KK, make a choice.
so you got the whole Dipset.
By
The whole
itself.
Dipset and Kanye.
Right.
Think about that. No, we talking about
This guy, bro.
Por favor.
All right. So Rockefeller.
I'm gonna go with Rockefeller.
Rockefeller. Everybody Rockefeller.
sir.
You too.
shout to G Unit though. We fuck with
Yeah,
G
shout out to
Unit.
G
G Unit hard as
No,
fuck.
you're welcome to come up here and curse at me again. You know, we know how you do.
Here we go now.
Tough. Bad Boy versus Rough Riders.
That's Bad Boy.
Bad Boy.
That's Bad Boy. That's Bad Boy.
I'm Biggie all day. All right, Rough Rider.
Rough
You got
Riders-
DMX. You got Dragon. You got the Locks. You got Eve. You got
Hold on, wait a second.
Young one.
Swiss Beats.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
You're thinking about it now, right?
Wait a minute.
So I gotta say the names
boy,
before you.
hold
Wait a minute.
For the same reason that
I got
you guys
Biggie
are
over all.
voting Rockefeller and Bad Boy is the same reason why Dreamville might not be that much of a
Nah, Dreamville. I mean,
A
I fuck with
challenge.
Dreamville, but Dreamville is just not gonna be able to stay in the con.
Yeah.
But like this one is different because I actually did forget.
That the locks.
Well, not it's not even the Locks. I don't know why. I forgot Eve. Like you is because then so Bad Boy is Mace, Puff. We talking about just rap.
So
right?
Eve is the
You
deciding
can
factor.
even say the Locks.
No.
Fucking- to me, Eve personally, for whatever reason, is the single most underrated rapper of the last 20 years. Eve was so huge. She was skillful. To me,
Beautiful.
Eve was the total package and was really rapping.
That's a fact.
And was really rapping.
Yeah.
Eve had hits. She was critically dope. Eve to me is just
We need to get
Okay, you got Eve, right?
Yeah.
Do you put Eve over Kim though?
Yeah. Eve had a better career than Kim.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the jail niggas is gonna agree with that one.
I don't agree with that.
Whoa, and I'm not
Yo,
even saying
I'm sorry. I
Hold on.
jerked off to Kim more than you. I'm just saying.
I'm not even hold on.
I'm just saying. In prison though.
Eve is
can't
fire
say
though.
that.
I'm not even saying who can rap better.
I
'Cause
love
I don't-
Kim more than Eve.
I don't think it's very many rappers that rap better than Kim. I don't even
Pause.
think who can rap better.
While I was in prison.
Who had better career?
Who had a better career? I think
Television.
I think Eve had a better
Fashion,
career than Kim. And
pop
Kim
records.
wasn't on Bad Boy though.
But Kim had the
Kim was
impact.
on Bad Boy.
No, she wasn't.
No, she
Okay.
wasn't.
Well, she was
on-
affiliated.
Never signed.
She was
signed.
affiliated.
because it's crew.
So we putting Kim with Bad Boy. She was on a whole different level.
No. I
True.
don't know. She was Junior Mafia. I don't know if she was
Yeah.
ever bad.
She was
But
with
you-
Big,
but
so
even Junior Mafia
she was
wasn't
with Big,
signed
so
back.
I
it's-
guess what?
But it was still the crew.
I don't know
When they
about
did
that.
Puff Daddy and the Family, it was.
That's why in this
Junior Mafia was
bracket,
there.
your man
was
Sam.
Dragon signed with
Kim had the
Riders,
same black and white baseball
So
joints
wait,
that everybody else had.
So you don't have to be signed.
It's a crew.
It's a crew.
So if Kim is This is actually tough, bro.
Ken was with Big.
Bad boy, bro.
Now acknowledging
Puff
you're
Mace.
picking.
All right, you got Total.
You're picking
You got Total.
But see, are we just talking hip hop?
112.
If we're not just talking hip hop, then it's easy for Bad Boy.
No, it's a cruise.
Oh, it's easy for Bad Boy again. I thought we was just talking rap. It's easy for Bad Boy.
Bad Boy versus
Rough
Riders.
Riders.
Easy for Bad Boy. It's
Now,
easy.
Rough Riders-
If it's all the artists, then it's no.
It's Crew.
that's unbalanced. That becomes that's another unbalanced.
If it's all the
There's way
artists,
more
then
artists that were on Bad Boys.
you
than
gotta
Rough
throw
Riders.
That's
Carl
another
Thomas, Summer Rain in that
As far
bitch.
as the
See,
crew.
R.I.P. DMX.
I love the X, but
You gotta, you know what I'm saying?
but you know,
Big Alone.
yeah, I can't.
You heard
pick
Big
against
Alone.
Big. I can't pick
Big
against
Alone. That's
Bad
it.
Boy got French Montana.
unless it's Wu-Tang.
Oh no, you moving up.
Nah, that's this
That's
era.
true. Frenchie.
Bad Boy.
Frenchie's
Yeah.
under Bad Boy.
Bro, you really just said
Bad Boy got Dream,
Machine
Machine
Gun.
Gun.
Danny the King.
Yeah. You just said Danny the King.
Does Faith count as Bad Boy?
Yes, that's yes.
Y'all throwing
Yeah.
people.
You
that-
could even
No,
say
I don't
Charlie
know.
Baltimore
I'm really
was over
asking.
there.
I know
with me.
Mary. You could.
Charlie Baltimore was
Matt.
on Lance's label though, right? He was. Yeah.
Who?
said Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, I know. I heard her.
I was like,
All right, I'm gonna go with Bad
Remember
Boy.
what I said about
deciding
ignoring
thing.
shit?
I'm gonna go with Bad Boy.
You going with Bad Boy?
I'm going with
All right,
Bad Boy.
Cool.
Shout out to Eve though.
KK, we gotta talk after this.
Yeah, he's not a factor. Who are you fooling?
Or you could just ignore it. Keep telling me.
Everybody's not you,
everything,
Mecca.
God damn it.
Everybody's not you,
You'll
man.
live longer.
I forgot about my favorite rap album of 2001 too. Was it 2000 or 2001?
Which one?
2002. Because it was this. Because even in the year where Blueprint and Stillmatic came out, remember they came out back to back.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite shit of the year was? Me and Mec talked about it before. Underrated. G-Dep, Child of the Ghetto, bro.
Oh yeah,
I think-
Child.
Yeah, they forgetting about G-Dep, Black Raw, rest in
Black Raw.
peace.
and
that.
running and
Like, I like G-Dep. I like Child of the Ghetto
album
better
was
than.
hard.
Woe shook the city. When
Yeah, I
Woe
love that
came
shit.
out with Black Raw.
What's the other crews?
Damn, I'm looking for the rest of the categories.
Take this money. Get this money. Ain't no way you can take
Cash Money
this
gonna
from
take
me.
this anyway, bro. I'm gonna
No,
Nah.
they don't have cash.
Don't jump for it. Don't jump. Don't jump.
They
Don't
don't have
jump.
Cash Money gonna take this.
Then they have NWA.
Don't jump.
Wu-Tang.
Don't
Yeah,
jump.
it's later on.
Oh.
You think Wu-Tang is a harder crew
all
than
time?
You think Wu-Tang is a harder crew than Cash Money?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, yeah.
I
Of
don't
course.
Yo,
think so at
wow.
all.
You only seen that because from
I don't think that
where
at
you
all,
from,
bro.
bro.
He can say that same thing to y'all. You
I don't
don't say
think that at all,
that.
You
bro.
can't deny it with the Tim's on.
Shut up, bro. I think I think
Zoom in on the Tim's.
I think Cash Money.
He's really zooming in on you.
Wu-Tang.
I think Cash Money overall, if you the whole crew, Wayne, Nicki, Drake, BG.
Oh, you talking about YMCMB now, bro?
That's Cash
But that's what they label as YMCMB.
Young Money, Cash
But you
Money.
think that over as
Wu-Tang.
greatest crew?
Greatest crew. If we talk about crew,
They don't even.
You got, hold on, you go back. Yo, man, you go back, you got
Wu-Tang.
METHOD.
barely get along.
I go to Hulu. I can see all of them though.
exactly.
That's
Wu-Tang
one
side.
dude that made the show. The rest of them niggas don't even like that show.
Technically, Wu's on tour right now.
Yeah.
Technically,
they on tour.
Wu just came off a tour.
Well, now
You know
we're
what I
talking about how crew. I'm talking about the collection of motherfuckers that's down with the crew. And if you look over the course of Cash Money, BG, Juvenile, Wayne, Turk.
What year was
Nicki.
that?
I mean, it's like in the 90s, but the Wu-Tang was in the 90s.
99, 98.
But like,
They was out before Cash Money.
who was out
Wu-Tang.
before?
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang was out before Cash.
Yeah,
I fuck
wait.
with Wu-Tang heavy. I think Wu-Tang is the greatest rap group ever. But if you talk
You
about
said it. That's it.
We're not
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yo, KK, did you get that?
All right, so
Why do
moving
y'all
on.
keep doing this?
I think we talking about a crew
Why do y'all
though.
keep doing this?
Did it to himself.
Group and crew, two totally separate things.
So why don't
And
you have the
Wu-Tang is
definition?
Why do you keep doing this? Y'all
Wu-Tang
did
is
this the
both.
other night.
Yes,
The
it is.
Locks are a group. Dipset is a crew. Those are two
so
totally separate
You
things.
said crew.
I said they're the best group. Ever. Crew. I think Cash Money has a better crew. Altogether crew.
Nah.
But it's close, bro. Once you get to that level, it's like all about what you want. We even talk about Death Row.
They're in there too.
Yeah.
Wait for them to.
Yeah, I need for y'all. What was the group that went against
I forgot.
Death Row?
I forgot.
Hieroglyphics?
I don't think so. Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics. Yeah, it's hieroglyphics
Hieroglyphics
versus Death Row.
Who's in that?
Yeah, go get on there and vote hieroglyphics. Vote
Souls of Mischief.
East
They'll
Coast
talk
Section,
Homo sapien.
Yeah,
Souls of
Domino.
Mischief. Huh?
Domino.
Domino, all of them people and hieroglyphics.
But
Guapale.
hold on, don't
Guapale.
Snoop got Death Row
Guapale.
right now.
Guapale.
Okay, yeah. What's she?
Yeah.
Guapale.
Okay.
Hieroglyphics. So
There was a chick named Guapale.
oh, you know that.
Yo,
right?
you know who she was.
I definitely. I play a record right now. I definitely know you know that record.
Guapale.
Guapale.
Yes. Funny name, but dope music.
Yo,
I don't know.
yo,
You
Matt.
never heard that closer to? You never heard that shit?
How you go?
Closer
sing
to
it,
my
sing it,
dream.
sing it. Oh, no, sing it, man.
You've heard it. You've heard it.
Yeah, you heard that
it.
record before. Play it. You heard. I know y'all heard closer.
Oh, you found it? All right, go looking. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Oh, this is the.
Who Death Row going
I'm
against?
so opposed to continually calling the South dirty. I don't think we should be doing that in 2023, bro. Like, nah, we don't.
Do
need
people in the South still refer to it as the Dirty South?
dirty? Nah,
If
Nah,
they do,
they
it's
don't.
just
like
like shit.
I be
Look,
in the
look, see.
South.
I'm there
My
sitting
dirty
there. I came in here clean. Oh, 30-12. All right. So YMCMB versus Grand Hustle.
YMCA.
Shout out to Tip, but yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Here's a tip. They
I
won't
don't
win
even
that
know
one.
why they put him on there like that. 'Cause, like, who do
A
you
lot
really,
of these brackets are
who do you really
lopsided.
produce?
Grand Hustle got what? Just
Besides
T.I.
Young
who else?
Dro.
B.O.B.
B.O.B. and Iggy Azalea.
Iggy
right?
Azalea.
And what's
They had
that?
Travis Scott for a little while.
Travis.
They had Travis Scott
In
for a
that,
little
in
while.
that
Still
same
mix.
in that same
Yeah.
vein.
Doesn't make it.
And
But not at his pinnacle.
Young Dro.
Young
It
Dro.
don't.
Young Dro was
Yeah,
down.
it's not-
Shoulder lean?
No.
I mean,
No.
nah.
Shoulder lean is not going to save him. It's not. Quality Control versus So Def.
Ooh.
Who's in that group?
I had to really think about this. I think
It's probably cute.
Who that?
Hey, that's hard.
after
bro.
Bow Wow came in and said what he said, I don't
So
really
So-So
believe in
Def,
So Def no more,
Jermaine. But it's a crew, so you gotta put Usher in So Def. Usher wasn't on So Def, but he was definitely part of the crew.
Neither was Bow Wow, but he was
bro. Bow
part
Wow
of the
wasn't never signed to So Def.
So
Yeah,
Bow
but
Wow's
no,
part
he's
of
still
the
in the
crew.
crew.
Yeah.
He's still in the crew.
So then it's Crisscross, Jermaine,
the Brat,
the Brat,
Bow Wow.
Bow Wow.
You said Jermaine, right?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Who else?
Franchise
The
Boys.
Franchise Boys. Yeah, that was his.
Yeah,
that was his.
So-So
group.
Def.
Yeah, that was So. Yeah, that was So.
Shit, bro.
And then you got Lil Baby, then you got the Migos.
Nah, it's QC.
Exactly.
City
QC taking that
Girls.
QC?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Damn, bro.
Lil Baby, the Migos, City Girls.
How's
Yeah, it's
JD gonna
QC.
beat
Sorry,
Bad Boy?
sorry,
if
JD.
QC's taking him out. That's
I
crazy.
don't know.
That's crazy.
We being a
I'm
little.
not sure.
I don't know if we shortchanging So Def a little bit
I
though.
think we might be.
I definitely feel like we are. I definitely feel like
I
that.
think we might be because when we start talking
Because that's
about,
like a new era. You know what I'm saying? We
legendary
talking about
music.
overall. We talking
We talking about like
of all
music,
time.
yeah, like
You talking
If we
about-
talking
Yeah,
about
like if Bigger was here, he'd be like, well, So Def is definitely taking that. Like,
yeah, like, but you gotta understand, we
Right.
talking about of all time. Some of these dudes that's in here just came a few years ago. They got, you know what I'm saying, relevant a few years ago.
I think the challenge is to figure out whose relevancy right now is more overpowering than
Then that's
I
corny.
don't,
legacy.
no.
That's
I can't,
corny.
No, I
If
can't
we
make
talking
that-
about-
relevancy versus legacy.
I can't make that determination because you haven't factored.
I'm
in
gonna go with
technology.
legacy.
But Crisscross was so big, bro. I know
Pause.
his kids rap. Chill.
Had to get him.
Oh, but yeah, bro.
You're the worst.
When you
Nah,
really
I'm trying
think
to
about
think.
it, you get in your car right now, you gonna bump some Lil Baby Migo shit or you gonna bump Jump?
I mean, yeah.
No, not that, but
No, but if Usher come on,
in the Ferrari
Usher-
and Jaguars, what you falling.
Usher's not was never so
Yeah, that's
Def.
tough.
yes, he
But
is.
he's in the. If you
Wait, no.
Not signed to the label.
hold
You
on,
keep
hold on,
getting
wait,
stuck
Come on,
on
so
being
then
signed.
you might, so Mariah Carey? Because you're basically talking about people that Jermaine Dupri
Stop.
produced.
Hold on. I'm gonna settle this.
Janet
Yo,
Jackson.
Champ, give me your favorite. Rap your favorite record from QC.
In the kitchen whipping twitches like a stir fry. In the kitchen with the kitchen's like a stir fry.
Like that
Yeah, that's
shit.
my shit.
No, 16 balls. 16
rap,
balls.
he said rap, not the
16
hook.
balls.
We-
I can't rap. I love the hooks. I love the hooks. I love the hooks in the beat.
Nah,
That's it.
16
I can't rap a
balls.
bunch of social death shit,
It's
though.
a superficial relationship, my friend.
Nah, it's about how it makes me feel, man. It's the impact.
How does it make you feel?
Little baby
that's
and them
Pretty
boys, they
Woman
make me
right
feel
there.
a certain way. No
That's
freaky.
Pretty Woman. That's what that is. That's
No,
what that is.
Jermaine producing an album for Mariah Carey versus Jermaine being instrumental in introducing Usher to the mainstream.
His mentor.
It's, two
Yeah.
totally
Wait,
separate.
time
You know, Let It Burn, right?
Of course.
Okay.
I went through a lot of shit during the confession.
All right then. So,
But
my nigga, how
no,
are you
but
picking?
time out. It didn't a lot of Face introduce Usher? LA
No,
Reid
no.
and them?
On the face.
He was on that
but
label.
he's part
he was on
of
that
the
label.
And
crew.
all JD did
He's
was
part
produce
of
his
the
album.
crew.
That's the same. It's the same
not
thing. It's the same
label.
thing. The little
not-
Kim
it's
thing.
It's
Ooh,
just
not
we're back
label.
to the Little Kim argument again. Like
Yeah.
Little Kim was never signed to Bad Boy.
Like
but
how
you
bad
could
Bow
still-
Wow
Wow
was
was signed
for
to
Diddy first.
Right.
He should be on the Bad Boy crew. He was with Diddy.
But that didn't last though. He was
So-
with Diddy
so
first.
which way-
though. But
which-
you're
No,
right, though.
Jermaine
He was with
Dupri
Diddy.
is
Which way y'all
responsible for Confessions.
I'm so sad.
So Def? This is a light skin thing.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, so deaf.
So Def?
So deaf.
We grew up off of that.
I'm gonna go so deaf, bro.
All right, so there it is. There's no need to go any further.
What? You can't deny the Brat. The Brat was killing shit.
Oh, she got busy.
Pioneer.
Yeah, she did.
You can't deny
got-
that.
I had a crush on the Brat. I found out it wasn't.
You should have should have gotten that gene pool, bro. You could have had it.
possible, bro.
You could have had it.
Yeah,
Should have jumped in. They was looking for somebody. to
Maybach
help.
Music Group versus Dungeon Family.
Brother man.
Dungeon.
Brother man.
Dungeon.
That's it.
Maybach music.
Any crew with Outkast.
My shit.
Outkast.
Yeah, they
Outkast,
made
Goody
sure they
Mob,
put Big Boy in this picture.
Future.
Okay. Outkast, Goody Mob, Future. Yeah, it's the Dungeon Family.
Yeah, Dungeon Family. Oh, that's crazy.
Plus that organized noise production.
Bananas.
Can't take nothing from
now
Maybach
here we
music,
go.
No tripping.
though. Yeah, I
off that.
fuck with that.
Uh,
Master P.
No Limit versus Rap a Lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Rap a Lot.
Go to BT.com and vote.
Scarface.
We need to figure this out.
Scarface.
Ah,
We need to figure this out.
I made mine up.
damn.
Scarface off top.
I'm sorry, bro.
Man.
I can't go against Scarface.
I can't go
Scarface
against.
get you through some
cannot
tough
go
times.
with
Word,
I
you
can't go
cannot
against
go against
Scarface
Scarface.
gets you
I
through
can't.
some tough times. And as I walk into the studio to do this with G,
Jig.
I got a
phone call from one of my niggas.
Say my homeboy Reek.
Y'all not even talking
He
about
just
what
lost
really,
one of his kids.
Y'all not even talking about what really takes me to rap a lot. Face is in my top 10.
Yeah, like you can't.
It's really
go against-
UGK. Like when I think about it,
Yeah, from being from Baton Rouge, like what
UG
did they mean to y'all?
well, shit. People don't give Bun. First of all, Pimp C to me is just a singular rap figure. Just his whole swag. He was the swaggiest guy of that era.
Right.
And he embodied kind of what the South was for me for a while. But Bun B is also somebody else
He's a legend.
to me who doesn't get his flowers enough, because even for the Louisiana music that I was hearing, right, when I was hearing the No Limit and the Cash Money, you always heard Bun on there. You always
listen.
heard Bun connecting Texas to Louisiana.
There's not a corner of hip hop that Bun can't
This
hang
is
and bang with the
fact.
best of
an
them.
amazing voice, a great person,
fact.
a great statesman. And having said that,
5 mic album.
I'm going with No Limit.
That's right.
And like, I can't. Bun B, shout out to
I
Mr.
say all
Prince.
that to say,
Shout
I'm
out
going
to
the other
UGK.
way.
Shout out to the memory of Pimp C.
Yo, he said he going with
Scarface.
Master P.
Having
crazy.
said all that,
I mean, that's
Steve
his
Harvey
opinion.
just
having said all that, I'm going with No Limit, baby. I'm going with No Limit. Change
Rap a lot.
rap history.
Rap a
period
lot.
to me. I'm going with No Limit.
All right. Okay, so
Straight Homer shit.
y'all voting on that?
Don't.
Y'all even know who they are?
I ain't gonna lie.
You
Taking
taking no limit, but
Taking
who?
No Limit?
Soulja Slim,
Never
Mystical.
seen a man cry
Please.
till you seen the man die.
Can you
Man.
spit 16 bars of Mystical?
Don't do that.
song?
I could, but I'm not going to because he's got like I could.
You know what I'm
but and also
Shake it fast.
Silk the Shocker.
Watch yourself.
Silk the Shocker, who I know y'all love as a rapper. Silk the Shocker. I know y'all fuck with Silk.
Bruh, that's even more reason to
Silk is hard as fuck.
Pause.
God damn.
Stop it.
You lined yourself up.
It's getting late.
Silk the Shocker, you hard as fuck.
It's getting late.
Pause. Don't repeat it.
I just didn't get the off time and ad libs. I didn't get it, bro.
You don't fuck with
The
Silk?
light is on. The light is on.
Oh
It
shit.
looks like you're trying to direct people. Pause.
Oh shit.
I don't-
Flash off.
What was the pause in that?
TDE. What?
The pause in
Why
that.
was the pause?
He had the light, like just, it was just,
At
he
his
was just
nipple?
holding the
Flashlight
phone,
off.
But you
and
said
the
it looked
light
like
was shining.
By his nipple?
Come on, man.
I don't know.
Pause. That's
That was crazy.
that was crazy.
That was crazy.
fuck, bro.
Nobody's falling for your shit. You was locked up for 2 months. Everything you say is for TDE versus Odd Future.
Who?
Basically Kendrick versus
TDE.
no, Kendrick versus
Tyler.
Tyler, Creator, Earl
Tyler,
Sweatshirt,
Earl,
Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean, the internet with Sid.
Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty.
But then on, you got Kendrick, Absol,
It's TDE.
Schoolboy
Loyalty,
Q,
loyalty, loyalty.
SZA.
Yep.
Oh, I.
Yep.
Isaiah Rashad.
Kendrick.
Isaiah
Yeah.
Rashad.
TDE.
TDE.
Reason.
TDE takes that, right?
Reason, yeah, it's TDE.
Almost
TDE.
for that reason.
All right.
Yeah.
And this is why I feel like it's a fucking layup for the West, bro. Like, this ain't fair. NWA and the Posse versus Soul Assassins.
NWA.
Yeah.
That's a
NWA, right?
Simple.
Okay, cool.
Simple.
Death Row versus Hieroglyphics. Who did it? Yo, they...
Sam.
But that's all West
Sam-
Coast though. The hieroglyphics is West
Sam
Coast
gotta
too.
be from the West Coast something.
The
bro.
hieroglyphics is from the West Coast too. They from Northern
Yeah,
California.
I know,
Yeah, so it's
but,
like-
but
Yeah.
yeah, from here.
so
Death Row
hieroglyphics
gonna
is who
take
pick-
that one.
But I love the hieroglyphics, but you can't. come
Death
on,
Row gonna take that. You got Pop,
vote
Snoop.
hieroglyphics. Vote hieroglyphics. It just be a joke between us. Just vote hieroglyphics. Let's see if we can get Death Row up.
Shout out to Hyro,
That'd be
though.
crazy.
They're amazing.
Shout out to Hyro.
Yeah,
one of my
yeah,
top
they're
favorites.
amazing. They're
Yeah.
amazing.
Classic record.
But you got Pop. You
93
got
till infinity.
Snoop.
Classic
Yeah.
record.
You got Dr. Dre.
That's
It's-
how
However,
Is that
if
wrong?
one of them walked past you in the streets today, you would know who the fuck they were.
Dale the
Right.
fucking Homo sapien, you would know who he was? If Dale the
Yeah,
fucking Homo sapien.
Del maybe, but
Yeah.
but nah.
Right.
Okay, Midwest. What the fuck? Good Music versus St. Lunatics.
Good music. It's Kanye, you know.
Wait.
Nah, it's gotta be good music. Cause
Good
it's
music.
good. Cause it's Common, Yay, Consequence.
John Legend.
John
He was about to
Legend.
say it's getting hot in
Tiana
here.
And then when you
Insane.
move up to the
Tiana
new
Taylor.
evolution,
Tiana Taylor.
it's
Big
Pusha
Sean.
T.
Big Sean.
Pusha T.
Okay,
Pusha
all
T.
right.
hitters.
Yeah, all right. Everybody figured that out.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Lemon
Nelly
University.
went diamond.
Shady versus Bone Thugs.
Nah, it's Eminem. That's
And-
Eminem.
Shady.
And
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
please stand up. Please stand up.
Nobody.
The Bone Thugs is the group, and then you got outside of that, who you know what I'm saying? Is
Yeah, that was.
Shady.
We can't take nothing for Bone Thugs. Bone
Shady
Thugs.
had Slaughterhouse, 50 Cent.
No, but
So
then
yeah, Showhouse 50
on.
Cent, Royce. I'll put Royce with Shady.
He had
Yeah.
this
Yeah, that's
Slaughterhouse,
Slaughterhouse.
Joel Ortiz,
Slaughterhouse,
and
yeah,
all
my
of
bad,
them.
but
Slaughterhouse,
as a
yeah.
solo artist, Royce too. A solo artist.
And Royce
D12.
with Royce with Bad Meets Evil.
As a
But
group.
Bone
Him
Thugs,
as a group, right.
Bone Thugs killed that verse with Biggie.
Yeah, you
Bone
talking about
Thugs.
No, Bone
Virginia.
Thugs amazing.
No,
Number
Bone
one
Bone
thing.
was wrecking shit for their whole
They was
run,
tearing
but
shit up.
that's a group and not a crew. Who else came out from under that umbrella?
Yeah, right.
I'm not
Yeah,
familiar
you
with
can't
anybody
really.
else.
Yeah, nobody.
I mean,
else.
they all did solo projects, but I don't know if that really.
Shout the Bone Thugs. man.
Okay, another. I
And-
feel like unfair matchup: Soulquarians versus Griselda.
Soul Aquarius.
You go with the Soul Aquarius?
Yeah.
That's Common, The Roots,
Erykah Badu.
Oh,
Erykah
nah.
Badu.
Andre 3000.
Shout to Benny the Butcher, but
So,
yo,
so you can't have Andre 3000 because he can't be in two crews.
Oh,
Nah.
but Kanye is in Good Music, and he's also in Rockefeller.
That's
true.
See how that
so
works?
It's got so crazy.
The Locks
And
was
the
in-
Locks was in
was in
Bad Boy and Rough Riders.
Can I be honest with you? I
Hopefully.
pick Griselda.
You pick Griselda?
I do.
power
I
to you.
pick Griselda.
More power
Okay.
to you.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
That's
we'll find out what the Griselda people pick. Out of that shit. That's crazy.
I don't think those are even brackets. I don't.
Yeah,
think
that's
Yeah, it's
not
not.
even.
Who's also name everybody
But this is
that
what
would
I'm
be in the
saying.
Griselda
It
group.
seems like most of this is themed as relevancy versus legacy.
Benny Conway,
Benny Conway,
West Side
West-
West Side Gun, the chick. I don't want to call
Armani
it.
Caesar.
Armani
Caesar.
Caesar. Thank
but
you.
then Mach Hami, what's the guy's name? Match Hami, what's his name? Y'all never heard that? Y'all never heard him?
Match you, what you say?
Was it Mach Hami? Match Hami?
He wasn't a part of Griselda.
He with West and them?
Yeah, but you talk about Griselda,
Griselda.
it's
But he
four.
kind of
Like, do we throw 38 Special in there? No.
that record was crazy. I can't even say his name. My man Jay.
If you're doing it like that, then Graf is going to end up in that crew. And that's not-
Graf is with Shady.
No, Graf's never.
Not
been
Graf.
Shady.
I'm thinking of what's his name. But no, I don't know. I like Griselda better. I like everything Griselda do. I never was on that Soul
Aquarius
shit.
for me.
I like the Roots, but I was never on that Soul Aquarius shit like
Soul
that.
Aquarius for me.
Never. Love Erykah Badu. Nigga.
Common sense.
Bruh. I love him, bruh. Like,
I'm just saying.
bruh.
He said you can't convince me, nigga. I said what I
I'll
said.
be real with you,
heard?
bro. I'll be real with
Son,
you, bro.
I'm just
I think
saying.
Griselda is one of the hardest crews of
Oh,
all.
That's facts. That's facts.
I think Griselda.
But if you're judging it by that, then you would pick Rough Riders over Bad Boy, wouldn't
Nah, I never liked that shit.
you? My nigga,
I never-
was growling and barking on tracks.
I love Erykah Badu.
Right.
I did not really start fucking with Common until he got with Kanye. I like the Roots. Never liked that shit.
Wow.
Never.
Did not see that.
I have never liked that shit before.
Wow.
It was cool. He's a great rapper. He's amazing. He's
Like Water for Chocolate?
never liked it. Never liked that shit.
Damn.
Think about it.
Listen.
I never liked that
Think
shit.
about it. He's a
Listen.
beast.
He's an animal. He's great. He's an amazing artist.
If y'all ever see me walk in here and I'm wearing knitted scarves and like the old school Bill Cosby hats from the movies that he
Kangaroos.
was in and golf pants.
It's time to quit.
Me and Erica, we going steady, man.
That's crazy.
We going steady. It's going down. It's going
Erica
down.
got that magic.
Yeah, she does.
That Baduism.
She doing something out there, bro. Yeah. Love Erica.
Better
Moment
call
of silence.
Tyrone.
Erica just got a moment of silence for no
Yeah,
reason.
facts. Everybody thought about that video where she just said, just kept it moving.
Window seat.
Boy.
I ain't even gonna comment on that because I might
Yeah.
get canceled if I say anything about that.
Yo, you just said you was jerking off the what you
Little
call it
Kim,
earlier.
yeah, I was. The fuck?
How do we end up back there?
I was.
Please.
He brought it up.
Just saying.
I was.
Like,
people.
both times it was said.
Listen, when y'all put Lil Kim in the sauce and she was in the XXL and I was
Yo,
sitting,
no, people's getting stabbed in
Solitary
jail over Lil
confinement,
Kim
yeah.
posters.
facts.
I thought that she just put that in that song. That's
No,
true.
Nah,
it
that
was
was
real. It was real.
Bro.
They was stabbing.
Ask him.
They was
Yo, bro.
having wars in the yard.
Bro,
They
people
put a Lil Kim.
were getting stabbed over her album cover, bro, over hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Just because of let me be quiet.
Yeah.
There's woman in the room. I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah. You know.
Respect. Next.
Okay. Hypnotized Minds
Okay.
versus CMG.
Oh, Memphis shit.
I just looked at my wrist. I
Memphis
got
shit.
tired today. Fucking, I'm crossing the line today.
Say the names
Maybe some
though.
real to love
Say the
and
names
fake,
that's in the
but
group.
guns and
Just in
all
case
shit.
people don't know.
We got a
Hypnotized is 3-6.
3-6 Mafia. Who else?
Project-
Gangsta Boo.
Project Pat,
Right.
Rest in peace, rest in
Project
peace.
Pat.
And CMG, Yo Gotti,
Moneybag Yo, Glorilla,
Yo,
Glorilla.
Finesse 2 times.
Right.
Yeah.
It's getting dicey for the Hypnotized Mind. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah, I'll go with CMG.
You
Lie.
probably
You ain't
gotta
got no
go
love
with
for-
CMG.
Juicy J?
Yes. Love them.
UCJ too, right?
But
His-
Project
his
Pat, one of
solo
my favorites.
projects.
But
I'm gonna go with Yo Gotti in them.
You
I'm
don't-
always
you don't got
CMG,
it.
yeah.
Cool. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, I want to get it picked though.
No,
Who y'all
Hip
think is
Squad?
gonna win?
Overall,
Nah, they left out Hip Squad. They left out Run DMC. They left out
Well,
man.
Run DMC wasn't a crew.
I mean,
I think
Squad was.
if they'd have put Queens,
There's no
would've
Def Jam crew.
won. Queens.
That's a label.
That's a label.
There should have been, right?
But
Since it was a
Def
bad
Jam
boy,
was
and
a
Rough
bad
Rider.
boy.
no, but like, where's Hit Squad? Where's Murder Inc?
You mean tell me it's no
Yeah,
Def
Murder.
Jam?
Ooh,
What about
the
Flipmode?
Yeah, that's right.
Wait. We doing that? How Def Jam don't have no crew? Def Jam.
What about
LL
Flipmode?
Cool J, Run DMC, the Beastie Boys? Like they don't have no.
But they
crew?
weren't a crew. They weren't like, yo, we all
They
together
were a
label,
now.
label.
Run
mates.
DMC wasn't signed.
They were
to
label
Def Jam.
mates.
They weren't.
It's Arista.
Interesting.
Yeah, he didn't sign them. He managed them. They were Rush Management.
But
He
still,
never signed them.
But then he would have tied them together.
And then if you do Rush Management, Eric B. and Rakim falls under that umbrella. So it becomes a whole different thing.
I think they need to do duels, like Red and Meth. Like Onyx not in that neither, right?
But that wasn't a crew.
No, that wasn't a crew.
BDP wasn't. I didn't hear BDP in there nowhere.
Ooh.
That was a crew.
That was a
That
crew.
was.
I didn't hear
That
them.
was a crew.
I didn't hear them in
That
there.
was.
I didn't hear Flavor Unit.
But BD, come on,
Flavor
BD.
Unit nuts, bruh.
Where's
Oh,
Flavor
it
Unit?
wouldn't- it
No
wouldn't
Flavor
have-
Unit.
wouldn't
Now
have
give
made
me
it out.
again.
Yo,
They wouldn't have
Matt.
made it out the first round.
EPMD.
Give me
They
again.
wouldn't have made it out the first round.
EPMD,
Flip
Redman, K Solo,
Keith
EPMD, Redman, K Solo, Keith
That's
Murray's
a
and
crew.
Knuckleheads. Like that's a crew.
Yeah.
And they were one of the first crews to like
Das Effects, no, that was Das Effects.
Das, yeah, Das Effects too.
Effects, yeah.
So you had Daz Effects, you had Onyx.
not in the same crew.
Nah,
No, I'm
that's
saying
two different
Onyx
crews.
was a crew alone.
No,
they were just
that's a group.
Oh, they're a group. So
Boot Camp was a boot
Nah,
camp. Was a
Onyx
Boot
was
camp.
gonna, they had members.
Yeah, so you
Nah,
had
they had the main group. They had
They had X1. They had.
but he was like an ex.
Fredro and Sticky.
That's still Onyx.
Who
Yo,
would
this is
count
live.
that?
This live.
Is what love? Yeah,
How'd you do that?
a magic.
Bootleg link on Reddit. Crazy.
Slip and slide, they didn't get no love.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, they left them out.
Couple for I'm.
Who do you think is
shocked
gonna
Murder-
win?
I'm shocked Murder Inc. didn't make the cut.
Who's gonna win?
It's either gonna be Bad Boy or the Woo.
I think Rockefeller.
I think Rockefeller will win too.
Rockefeller?
Put
Think about
Rockefeller
it,
up
bruh.
front.
I
Jay,
think Wu-Tang-
Kanye, Dipset, most.
State property.
First of all, they're not getting on stage together to accept the award. They're not doing that. That's not happening. So,
Wu-Tang, bro.
Wu-Tang. I feel like it's
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. I feel like it's Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
I feel like it's
Bad Boy, none of them niggas getting on stage together.
Facts.
We gonna go with Woo.
You can pull
That's
all
the,
of
that's
them
the
together.
Rockefeller
They
side.
will
How
be
do you do
together.
that? We gonna go with Woo.
Now that's the Woo nigga.
No, this
Woo.
is the Wu sound, bro.
this
Oh,
is the
I did it wrong,
Did it
but you
right.
know what I mean? Shout to my Woo niggas.
Nigga said we gonna
like a
go
bird.
with Woo.
Nah, I didn't do this.
All right, look, remember you can go to bt.com
Dude did
and
touchdown.
vote on that. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you vote hieroglyphics. Make sure you vote
Oh my
hieroglyphics.
gosh.
Bro, you gonna have all of Oakland, bro.
Shit.
Pissed off at your podcast. Hieroglyphics.
Death
Nah,
Row.
No, I know what I'm doing, bro. I want the East Coast to win, so that's why that needs to be done.
You are gonna have.
So
them
if you
pissed off at
respect,
me.
I respect,
I'm not with him.
bro. Death Row. How do you beat Death Row, bro?
$7 digits.
You
Call
can't
up
beat
Bridget.
Death Row.
My man's a
Death
midget.
Row, bro.
Plus, she got fridge, so
just
I
like
can
a
dig.
dig.
You
You got
Here's a
mother.
40 swiggage. You know
know
it's
it's
frigid.
frigid.
I got him chilling in the cooler. Break out the ruler. Damn.
Damn.
That's the fattest dog I ever seen. Shout out to Souls of Mischief. That song still
That's cool.
slaps.
That was cool.
One
Hey,
song.
he's cool.
Nah.
One
That's
song.
when you lost.
That's one of the greatest songs ever, bro.
Yeah, but that,
All
that's
I
also-
need in this life is sin. It's me and my girlfriend.
California Love.
Ain't no
It
beating
don't
Death
stop,
Row.
bro. It don't
Ain't no
stop.
beating Death Row.
The
Not
Chronic.
beating
Shit
Death
is-
Row.
The Chronic 2001. No. The Chronic.
2001. And then
That didn't come out under Death Row though. That was under Aftermath. But the Chronic,
it's still-
Doggy Style,
You know what's funny?
Me Against the World,
Pac.
All eyes on
Who
me.
accepts the award now?
Machiavelli.
Tupac.
Snoop.
How the fuck Tupac?
How Tupac gonna accept the
Hologram.
hologram?
The hologram.
You gonna drop this
Hologram.
nigga, toss it,
Tupac
give me
coming out.
Give me
Tupac
mine, bro.
coming to the awards. That's a fact. They say he's still
They
alive
about
in
to
Mexico
introduce this-
somewhere. He
this
coming out
AI
there
It has to be
direction
Saturday.
Snoop.
shit.
It has to be Snoop.
What you think about the AI shit?
I think the AI shit is.
Fucking terrible.
I think we kind of been like making it okay by just recycling everyone sounding the same on auto-tune for years now.
Did you hear the joint with
You know, Lil this, such
What's
and
this
such
nigga
baby
name?
that. We've been kind of like AIing ourselves for a long time now. Like
You see what Timbaland did with the Biggie song? With
Nah.
the, with,
Yeah.
That shit
I
was
seen that
crazy
post.
tough.
He took a Biggie verse and put it on one of his beats.
yeah,
It sound
He
tough.
AI.
AI generated Biggie verse.
It's tough though.
but it's like a new verse or it's an old
It
verse.
sounds like
It's
a brand
AI.
new
brand new
It's
verse.
AI
It's
verse.
AI.
AI verse.
AI.
But
It's not
sounds
something
just
that's
like
been out before.
yeah, but it sounds just like Big. He said he wanted to work with him, and he was like, "Yo, this is the best way to work with him because he never got an opportunity to work." But
That's
it sound crazy though. It sound like it's
Okay,
big
so
on that.
Here's the problem. Who gets to publish?
Do that. I mean, if it was, and this is the whole problem, right? Because like right now, even with the writer's strike in Hollywood, one of the things is whether or not you can have Chat GPT or some AI just like write a movie, and and that's probably going to be a major sticking point, right? Because that fucks up everybody's money.
Money.
If I'm an agent for the studios, it's great, right?
Right.
But you can't represent an AI person if you are agency, right?
Right.
So if I'm your agent and you're not working because the AI, then it starts to just be down.
But everything AI generated is from a point of reference.
But
so
then
how do
who-
you create something new?
Who
What do you mean?
gets
How you can
the
create something?
How do you
money?
create something new? Hold on a second.
So what? So
'Cause
let me-
every storyline, and I know Hollywood has been doing this forever. They've been taking like multiple, like, okay, this was a good movie, this was a good movie. How do we blend it? And then you'll get like, oh, it seems like a new movie, but it's really two.
So
You know,
what
two
I
parts
could,
of a scene.
what I could
two
do
separate
right
movies.
now is I could. Oh, so you're saying how do you get a brand?
How do you
new
get a
idea?
brand new idea?
So what you do, you don't. How you make the AI do it? Because like right now we could take a transcript of this, put it in ChatGPT, and be like, give me a.
But everything is
Right.
going to be drawn.
But what I'm telling you
from
right
some point of
now,
reference.
the AI has all the information in the world at its fingertips, and what you would have to do is like, let's say I'm a different screenwriter or something like that, and I have a script, right?
Right.
And I say, hey, I want an adventure movie written like Marcus and McFeely, the guys that wrote Endgame.
Right.
I want something like what they would write. You put in a reference point for AI, right? And then you say, I want this to be about two people fighting on the moons of Saturn.
When it comes to like spontaneity
But you don't need.
or something,
But everything
brand
is
new.
derivative, though.
Like I would like to
So
see.
the Biggie verse.
I dare y'all to get like one of these AI what you call it to create an Old Dirty Bastard verse.
They could easily
That's
do
going to
that.
happen.
I don't think they can do that.
Yes, they can.
And it's
Well,
going
they
to
can
sound
do
like him.
it.
No, it's all gonna
They could
suck.
easily-
That's not the
It's
point.
not gonna sound good. I'm not saying it's not good.
Suck.
They can't copy ODB.
Yo,
You
man,
make it sound like
they can't.
you making it sound like
Bruh.
quality is something that anybody's
Matt,
considering.
Or a
It's not
progeny
all.
verse.
Matt.
They can't do a progeny verse.
Matt,
Prodigy.
Prodigy.
Matt, I'm telling you.
I said prodigy. Prodigy, whatever.
Matt,
Whole extra
Right.
syllable in there.
Matt, one day,
They can't do a progeny verse.
You said it
Stop saying
again.
it again.
Okay.
One day, this podcast
Prodigy.
is going to be out, and people are going to be watching this, not sure whether or not it's AI or the actual podcast.
It's AI.
Shit.
Surprise.
That
It's plagiarism
AI
right now.
I think it's plagiarism at the highest form,
It
bro.
is. It is.
AI can have you confessing to a crime that you didn't do.
That's
Yeah.
a whole other.
That's some
Can of
crazy
worms.
shit. It's a fact though.
But-
what you gotta.
But that's scary. So
If-
now I'm wishing that somebody comes up with some sort of protection program where, yo, you cannot use my likeness or image.
That's what Mega said, yeah,
I've been
because
saying
That's
that.
what Mega said,
my
yeah.
That can
voice.
damage your
That-
freedom
Once it
and all
starts
that.
messing,
Like all that face, do the face thing, the face challenges. I never did none of that shit.
Here's what's gonna happen.
I felt like
Here's what's gonna happen.
these niggas gonna figure out some
You
shit
do a
from
Biggie
like 10
song.
years ago.
Timbaland puts out a Biggie song.
And I'm gonna go to jail.
It goes through the roof. Biggie's estate pulls up. This is my son's likeness. This is my son's image. I didn't authorize any of this. I want everything from
What
it.
if he did get in touch with the family?
That's the whole. Then they're getting the money and there's no reason to complain. But
But
right
this
now
is-
you're paying the AI.
But I will tell you, do you know why I would still have
all it's gonna
get
take
it,
is
man.
for
You know
why?
somebody's money to get fucked up.
This
and
shit
you know
is-
why?
yo.
You know why I
For
was
them to
Old
decide they
Dirty
want to
Bastard
pick a fight.
You know why I would still have an
Make
issue
Old
with
Dirty
it?
Bastard verse, bro.
If
too
you
random.
have Biggie versus
Too random.
like just like they came out
Huh?
in '95, like forever. Think about the effect that has on the ecosystem.
It becomes worthless.
It
becomes worthless.
You could get if you could put out 12 new big albums right now, like he never died.
They're worthless. becomes
like that.
worthless.
Like
It's not based on something real.
I'm
These
just
people
saying, it's
don't
like,
care.
but it changes everything.
No, but this is the thing. You're saying these people. Who's these people?
The average consumer who really just wants to hear Biggie shit over a trap beat or over a drill beat or whatever else it takes, they don't care. That's one of the dangers in it. But overall,
They don't care because they've been being conditioned throughout the years to like the same shit over and over.
when the results don't change, the why is irrelevant. My whole point is when the fact that
I feel
Biggie,
like auto-tune was the first step towards this shit.
oh God, Zapp and Roger did not.
I really do. I feel like auto-tune was the first step towards this shit.
Zapp
Because once
and
you get everybody to sound the fucking same, then you wouldn't have a problem with everyone getting duplicated.
If you stop biting, you went this, that wouldn't even be a
It's
problem.
a depth.
'Cause nobody else
Depth
would've
of
used
auto-tunes
but
came.
Yeah, but it didn't work.
Auto-tune only got bigger after
T-Pain survived.
Yeah, Auto-tune got
survived.
bigger after you put that record out. And then
Right,
he
it
had
was like
auto-
Jay-Z. What's he talking about? Auto-tune.
All it's gonna take
This
is
guy
for somebody
T-Pain,
to
he's
decide they
amazing.
want to
It's
pick a fight.
gonna all this shit is gonna
Crazy.
start shifting once money starts getting involved.
That's
Once
all
people
it's gonna
start
take.
Once motherfuckers start making money off this shit, it's over.
That's
But
all.
what
Making money
artists
takes
are
money.
doing, what creators are doing is saying, yo, I'm gonna do this to get the attention. I'm gonna get the attention with this. So I'll throw something, listen, right? They throw something in the chat, GPT, whatever they call that shit, and they create something. You put it out online. Now you got 1 million people looking at it and saying, oh shit, this is creative, this is dope.
Follow the
But
leader.
then they shift, but they're doing something else that's original. At some point, it's gonna become a thing where, what the fuck?
Cranberry pills, bro.
At some point, it's gonna become a thing where it's like, yo, I just want to get the notoriety first.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna get paid from it. It's not gonna make me no bread, but I'm gonna shift y'all direction this way.
Remember
I
how
just
you,
need the attention
remember how you
first.
push the button to get things
I'm
taken
even scared
down?
to do that.
like
Like,
what
you
you
can get a do track with Biggie and Tupac.
what you saying is
Yeah,
if
nah,
you
like
a
that,
produ-
I'm talking about
if you a
people
producer or
on
something and you can
I just feel
AI
like
Yo,
that might not be
you
it.
said it
AI
best.
Pac's voice, then people
Jada
listen to
Kiss said
just
it
'cause it's
best.
Pac's voice.
He said,
Right.
I did real songs with
Get your
Big, no
attention.
made up shit.
Right.
But then what's gonna happen is you put your verse, you put your beat over a Pac verse. Here comes Pac's family. Here come the people who own the estate.
If you start making money off of
you
it.
start-
Period. No. Take it down, bro. I didn't give you permission.
That hasn't
And
happened yet.
I said, what have I been saying? All it's gonna take is for one person to decide that they want to pick a fight with somebody who's deciding that they want to get some love off of AI. It's just gonna take one person.
But isn't there an incentive for the
was
family
the
of
dude that,
somebody
sounded
to
like
want
Jay?
the song to come out?
Yeah.
Because they would make money off of it too.
Here's the downside of that. If you're the producer and I didn't authorize this verse, or not even a verse because AI came up with that, but I didn't authorize my son, just
His
Biggie.
lightness, his voice.
I didn't authorize any of that. I'm not just getting paid off of that. I'm taking your part too.
Oh, so you're gonna come take my production?
I'm
as
taking
well.
the whole thing because you did it without my permission.
But where's
now
the
I'm
contract that says we also own his voice?
Name and likeness. It'll be under the
Voices.
likeness.
So
Yeah.
voices.
That's
Wait, fuck
like-
all of that. What about copyright law? Like,
That's
copyright
where the
fucking
likeness.
trademark
That's
law.
where.
Who
That's
gets the
where
Copyright
publishing?
infringements.
The
Who gets the
label,
publishing?
the label or the artist.
The AI doesn't get the publishing?
Hold on, I have a deep.
There's no
I have
money
a
being
crazier
made,
question
bro.
for you. Who wrote the verse?
AI.
Computer
So what I'm saying is, when you're talking about the publishing on
program.
it, so then, like, if who owns Big's publishing? We shouldn't talk about
Well,
that.
let's assume it's his estate.
Right. Let's say it's the estate. Would the estate have any claim to the publishing if AI wrote the verse? Big didn't write it.
Likeness.
The likeness is of the performance.
The likeness is you spoke.
You
these
can't
words,
like the
you
likeness
spoke
is of
these words in
the
my
like-
son's likeness.
But the likeness is of the performance. The actual
oh, okay.
writing.
No. Van, I got you.
Okay.
Here's the other part of what we've been discussing since this whole thing has come up. As you know, as a man who's read, you know, technology sometimes moves faster than the law can keep up.
Almost always does.
That's what we're dealing with here.
Right.
The laws haven't caught up to the technology.
Fair enough.
What I see coming, though, is a very clear path to where the law can catch up, put it in a stranglehold, and put it to sleep.
Right.
You can do whatever you want. Here's the law that says my son's likeness is owned by the estate, voice included, inflections included. So now that you've done this,
So what you're saying is anything that sounds like Big from AI is basically Big wrote it because it sounded like him and the AI is replicating his style.
And you needed my reference points in order to do this from my son.
Right.
So yes, I'm taking and once they sue the pants off of everybody involved, that
what I'm saying
pot will
is,
get a lot higher.
what I'm saying is, I don't know that all of them are going to want to sue, because there's a finite amount of, especially when you're talking about an artist that's died, there's a finite amount of art and music that we have from them.
Mm-hmm.
So there are probably some people right now that are in control of some estates that are thinking, well, if Timbaland could produce a brand new Big album and call it, like, I don't know, Resurrected, and if it sounds dope and people fuck with it, then maybe we should work with Timbaland if that's gonna get us paid, or if that's gonna get, if it's Pac's family or whoever's family. I'm not saying any of these families would do that. Maybe some people would invite AI to be able to resurrect some of this money making from people who passed away.
I think what it would more be is we found these recordings.
Shout out to Aljamain Sterling. I just watched it.
We found these recordings. We didn't know we didn't know where they were.
Well, the technology could tell you that AI created it.
Yeah.
So the technology.
But they would have to cover it up.
Right.
Then what does it say
and then
now?
expose it later. But people are like, oh shit, okay.
But what does it say now? It means that the fucking artists never really had no control over their shit.
Well, no. Here's how this ends up playing out. What's going to end up happening is you released an album. Let's say somebody decided that they wanted to work with AI to make something else. The artistic argument in that is that now, because the verses aren't finite. One thing about art, the reason why it's so valuable is because it's rare. It's because it's finite. It doesn't go on forever. If I can replicate Van Gogh's style and I make 1 million paintings in his likeness, all of a sudden the value of what you have starts to decrease because they're everywhere, especially if people start valuing the AI version as much as the original. That same thing is true with verses. The reason why a Pac verse is so rare, so expensive, is because there aren't anymore. What you got is it. If anybody's sitting on one, that's all there is to it. You dig what I'm saying? There's not 1 million of them. Right. If I can flood the market with Pac verses, all of a sudden they just become.
But
anybody's got one. Everybody's got one.
I get that, but
it makes it less special.
The only thing I would say about
that's just the artistic side. It's not the monetary.
Yeah, because like people just want more. Argument. Sometimes people just want with art.
Sure.
They like with art is different, but sometimes people just want more music.
Consumers always want more.
Yeah.
Connoisseurs are different. I'm speaking from the connoisseur standpoint. But a consumer is always going to want more, and that's where the laws have to catch up.
This is bad because there's also a doctor who's trying to download all the data in her mother's brain, so that after she passes, she still has.
Oh, that's coming.
It's being worked on right now.
Yeah.
At what point do we say this isn't real?
Can I ask you a question? What is real?
Subjective.
Titties this sag down here.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. But
it's
the only reason. Let's hold on.
There's some real titties.
I shut my mouth.
Let's talk about them titties.
We can start and stop with titties.
Let's talk about them titties real quick.
Titties that go Wu-Tang.
Right.
This guy's crazy.
Look like she got 4 arms.
But
Goro.
to the point of them titties are only real because you can see them. Your brain is telling you, look at the Wu-Tang titties, and then it's sending you the information back. You can feel them and all of that. So the question becomes like, everything that we perceive is because of our consciousness.
Right.
So so I'm a spiritual man, right? I believe in God, so I believe that there's a soul. And that the soul animates your body and connects you to a higher power.
Right.
And that's kind of what makes you real.
Right.
Not everybody believes that.
But that soul is energy.
Right.
Correct?
That soul is energy. Right. Not everybody believes that. Some people think that the consciousness that you have is the only thing that is quote unquote real. Like everything that you perceive in the moment that you perceive it is what makes you human. Right. So if there were a way to preserve your consciousness even in another shell, you would essentially be you. So it is.
But not necessarily.
It depends on what it is that you believe. To me, it would never be me because I was made in the image of God. I'm one of a kind, and my soul is inside of my body. But if there was a way to take math and everything that you've ever been through, download it onto a chip, grow a new math.
Don't do that.
But what I'm saying is grow a new math. Then put that chip into your brain. When you popped on, the question is, are you you?
So
would it be like you just
Right.
woke up?
Would it be like the question is? So the question is,
now,
would you?
now
be
this
you?
new math knows he's in a robot body.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Hold on.
He doesn't, but he doesn't know though.
No, the new math would figure this out. He would figure this out, right?
It'd be like Ultron.
He'd be like, yo.
It'd be like Ultron or Jarvis.
I can't be hurt. I can't be stopped. I'm robbing every fucking thing out here.
That's what you want to do
That's why it's a bad idea.
As an immortal
Because what if the
man-
new math doesn't have, now I have no concept of God. Because I know I'm not a real person. So I'm going to do all the bad shit that math used to do, and you can't stop.
So now when they lock you up, you'll never die.
They're not going to lock me up. They're going to lock up the new
forever.
math. And praise to the Most High.
Okay,
I'm
let
not doing that shit.
me ask you a question.
But the new math is going to be like, I'm a robot. What's God?
Let me ask you a question.
There's no God. I'm robbing all you niggas. Nigga, all y'all niggas
Let
on
me ask you a question.
You know what I'm saying?
Deep existential
That's
stuff.
the thing you want to do.
Deep existential stuff. What
Nah,
if,
he's
I'm
saying
just
not
saying,
him. He's
what
saying
if-
the new math.
No, go ahead, man. I'm
What if
sorry.
something's going on with you, right? Or something's going on with anybody? Not perfect health for everybody in this room. But let's say something's going on with you, your body is failing you, or something's going on with a person, your body is failing you, and you look in the mirror, or you look into a video camera and you say, hey, this is me. I'm letting you know you're in a new body. We got sick, blah, 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 blah. They downloaded my situation into this, blah, blah, blah. This is what you need to do, blah, blah. And you talk to yourself because you're sick, but you can, all of your memories and everything that you are, the essence of who you are, your consciousness can go on a chip. So then you come back and you have math telling you, hey, yo, math, don't go rob nobody. I know you're gonna wanna do that, but don't go rob nobody. You're here so you can be here longer for your family, so you can be healthy, so you can be everything. And you're talking to yourself. That wouldn't change the way you looked at it?
And you know what? Know where that goes wrong?
That sound like Chucky to
But
me.
you know where that goes? You know where that goes wrong?
Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah. But you know where that goes wrong?
Where?
Oh God.
When that math sees
Where
a woman
am
he's
I?
attracted to and realizes, yo, something's not happening here.
Yeah, we don't know.
And that would drive someone fucking crazy. And that robot will run up and down the street.
It'll be
not a
like
robot.
Havoc.
It'll be like
whatever it is.
Ultron
They're gonna
and
wreak
Jarvis.
havoc
Yo.
because
I think them shit's
It'll
gonna
be like
malfunction.
Ultron and
It's the same
Jarvis,
I
bro.
think they're gonna malfunction.
Nah, bro. Like I ain't got the burner no more.
It'll
son.
be like
I
Ultron and
can't
Jarvis.
clap nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that wouldn't frustrate you. All right, let's forget.
You're you.
Well,
You know, like you're like everything about you is like,
bro, you get into a car accident, you wake up, they say, yo, man, you survived, your body's intact, your dick don't work no more though.
why is this a thing?
I don't
Like,
know.
why?
Don't point to me.
Why?
Don't point to me.
Like-
Don't point to me.
Why would it not
Be
work?
involved
though?
in
What's the feeling?
conversation.
What's the feeling immediately?
The feeling to me is I have
Oh,
no reason to
nigga, why
live.
y'all save me? Why y'all save me? I can't live like this.
I'm gonna have 2 words.
Take me out of here.
Fix it.
Pull the plug, niggas. But
Hey,
right now.
But no, but just think about that.
All right.
Being in that shell and feeling like,
Hey,
yo, I can't experience certain things, but I still have like the brain
Nah.
patterns of
What-
thinking
what
about
if that
those things are still there.
what if that happens?
What happens?
What if that happens, Math? And then you get in a car accident, and they say, hey, your dick doesn't work anymore, Math. It's unfortunate. But they say, what we could do though, you got a lot of money, the podcast is doing great. We can grow you a new body.
Or a new dick.
New dick. Okay.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Like,
18 inches
we grow
long.
you a new
Nah,
body.
listen, I want the same one. I want the same
A
one.
new body and a new
Right.
dick, and we can take your memories from this body and we can give you a new one. Or you can stay in the same body you're in right now with no dick. Which one would you choose?
Oh no, I'd be like, okay, I'll wait. I'll wait. But it's still gonna. You're still gonna feel like an emptiness.
I
still gonna be angry.
believe that there's something about. We're having a conversation because it's intriguing, but I believe that there's something about human beings and who we are and what we are, that our consciousness comes from something that connects us all. I believe that. However, it's an interesting question about. Because think about this.
Can you download the patterns?
Yeah, because think about this. What this is essentially interrogating is how long we would live, like what that would mean. Think about the changes in society if there was some way to achieve a singularity where you could have a human that had bioorganic technology in them, and then they would live.
It'd be
for how
chaos.
long. It
It'd be chaos.
It would be one reason why it would be chaos is because it would automatically set something up, and AI is a part of all of this conversation, right? It would automatically set a standard where rich people lived
Infinitely
That's what I was gonna
significantly
say.
long.
Oh, wait. This
It'd
is
be
a show.
rich versus
Then
poor.
people
This
who
is a
couldn't
show.
afford
This is
that.
already a show. Altered Carbon is the name of the show.
Right.
Anthony Mackie was in it. This
Right.
is already a show.
Right.
So, but AI and the I'm not an expert on AI by any stretch of the imagination, but the ability to kind of fuck with what is and what is not human. You know, obviously guys like Elon Musk and other tech guys are trying to find a way to combine the human consciousness with a computer consciousness and see what they can come up with. A lot of people believe that it's only about 10 years until the life expectancy of a human being will go from being...
No. It's shorter than that. It's like 6.
Where the life
6
expectancy of a human being will go from being 89 years to 800 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you
Or
just...
infinitely.
Or you
live
just
forever.
don't know.
And then when that happens, they start regulating who can be born because you can't sit here and overpopulate the planet with people who are not dying. going
Changes
back to the
everything.
earth.
Oh no,
Not enough
nigga!
resources
You go travel space forever now. You ain't gotta worry about being in hyperbolic chambers and sleep or nothing like that. You just stay up, nigga, and party. Like, oh yeah, we gonna get to Mars in like 300 years.
Would you like to live on Mars or live on Mars? Would you go?
No, bro.
It depends on
I'm a
what's up
child of
there.
the Earth.
It depends on what's up there.
They take Brooklyn and make it map it out over Mars. It's the planet, it's the planet of Mars.
just physically, bro.
If
Like,
you could get you a chopped cheese up there, or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
lit. We going.
and you know what's the
That
sad
took
thing
no
about
time.
this? We are totally disregarding that we are connected to this planet. It's not our planet. The amount of sunlight we get here, down to the water, everything is perfectly
All one
made
system.
for us
All one
to
system.
be here.
Yep.
Going out there, I don't know what the fuck gonna happen to you, bro.
How you know ain't no good water up there?
'Cause it's not.
It's Mars.
How you know?
'Cause it's not. We ain't from there.
It don't matter, but
from
how
there,
you
bro.
know it ain't lit up there though, bro? They probably got clubs, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck? They probably got everything up there in Mars, bro.
Yo, niggas to make an argument to go to Mars before they make an argument to go back to Africa. That shit's crazy.
Or clean up this planet. We'll just bounce and go
Crazy.
to another one. Or how about we just stick around and Van Lathan says a whole bunch more smart shit on CNN that we can all applaud for.
Wait, hold on. We missing
you
a fact.
was
This man won an Oscar, man.
Yeah, you did.
This guy won a fucking Oscar. Let's
Yeah,
clap for that, man. Like, come on, man.
Is this our first
Word.
Oscar
I did do
award
that.
one in the building?
Yeah.
So
yes.
Trayvon Free, Nick May.
Hold on.
Since I've
Is
been
he the
in.
first?
No, y'all have y'all had Juicy J in them? They won an Oscar.
No, they
Nah.
weren't here yet.
No, wait.
Eminem?
Eminem hasn't been here yet.
Wait.
Has Wyclef won an Oscar?
Yes.
Yes.
I think he did.
I don't think he
No,
did.
no.
He might have.
He
I
won
don't know. I don't
Grammys. He
know.
won a slew of Grammys.
They
I
said-
know.
No, not Grammys, Oscars. I'm being
Let's
real
see.
specific.
Common won one. Has Common?
He hasn't been here yet. No, I know. I'm kind of familiar with who's got one.
Hey,
That's
Sarah.
what I'm saying. You might be.
To Wyclef won an Oscar.
He whispering the
Why are you
secret.
whispering it like the mic ain't catching him?
He whispered
Yo, Terry. Your wife won an Oscar. I
I can't hear you. Speak up.
Don't tell nobody.
Because the hip hop guys that have won is Common won, Eminem won.
John Legend has one.
John Legend
Nah,
won one.
you
Reese's
the
Mafia
first
won
person
one.
that came up here that won
I think
an
you might
Oscar.
be our first Oscar award winner.
Yeah.
Does Omar Epps?
What
I
Oscar
don't
you
think
got?
so.
No, right? He was here, but I don't think he has one.
Omar don't have
What
one.
actors have y'all had?
Omar. You know what? Let's just say you're the first because, you know, I don't want
I'm pretty sure you are.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're the first. All right.
2020 short film, Two Distant Strangers, written by Trayvon Free, directed by Trayvon and Martin. My production company, 6 Feet Over Productions. It's me, Trayvon Free, and Nick May. We were talking about what we were going to do at first, what our first project was going to be. And then during the pandemic, Trey was like, you know, it seems like we're caught up in a loop over and over and over again of watching people be killed by the police. And it was Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, it was George Floyd. Now, we didn't see Breonna and then Ahmaud wasn't killed by the police, but just black people being killed in these different ways. It seems like it's over and over again. He told me about this idea. And you know, we talked about when we were gonna do it. And then so it was like, okay, after the pandemic, this is the first thing we should do. And then I was like, you know, a couple of us, Zaria, who was a star in the movie, Nick, all of us, we were like, gotta do it now. Gotta do it now for 2 reasons. One is cynical and one is just about the art. The cynical reason was I knew that there would be less submissions to the Academy Awards
For that particular.
because it was in 2020 and people's productions weren't up.
Right.
But the more important reason was that sometimes you make art to contextualize the moment that you're in.
Right.
And it doesn't always have to be perfect. It doesn't always have to be timeless, but it has to be timely. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you listen to Get Rich or Die Trying, you hear where 50 was at the particular time. And even if you talk to 50, he'll tell you the reason why the rest of the shit don't sound like that. I'm not saying it don't sound good. I'm saying the reason why it don't sound like that is because of where I was when I made that. And so for us, making Two Distant Strangers was an opportunity to contextualize how we were feeling at that time. So we make the movie. It was hard to do. I went around to everybody for money, everyone, and just had to put $100,000 of my own in. And Trey did, and a bunch of people did, and everybody came together. We paid for the first couple of days, and then we paid for the whole shoot. And then we got good partners. Kevin Durant came on, Puff came on. I'm gonna forget some people. Jesse Williams was a producer, Lawrence Brender was a producer, but shit just started going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shit just started going. Michael Conley.
And this is for a short.
For short, 38 minutes.
38 minutes.
But 38 minutes for us was, first of all, it's a longer short, but 38 minutes for us, we looked at it like a feature film. Joey Badass was our star.
Yeah.
And he, to me,
Bodied it.
one of the, obviously y'all
That was
know Joey
good.
crazy, right?
That was good.
But in terms of like what he can do rapping, but I think he is one of the next superstars in terms of being an actor. I think he was able to get into the character. He was able to show something different. Like you watching, it wasn't him. And then after it happened, well, people talk about like how something is received and how you get it, you push it to a level where it has a certain impact on a certain type of audience. It was just grinding. It was working. Puff coming on was huge. You know what I mean? Just because he brings so much culture with him. And it's somebody easy that you could put in the room and people go, oh shit, if he's doing it, then it must be important. You know? But everybody, man, Jesse was incredibly important. And then we grinded all the way up to the Academy Awards, just having screenings, doing interviews, the entire award season push and what you have to do to get your movie seen so you could win. Funny story about that. So when we were trying to get the movie made, and I hope I'm not telling on nobody, when we were trying to get the movie made, we had the script. Send the script to everybody, try to get people to read the script. We actually went to Netflix when we had the script. And we were like, yo, can you give us a couple $100 to make it? You know what I mean? Or whatever. And a shout out to everybody at Netflix. We have a great relationship with them, but it kind of just shows you what happens if you bet on yourself.
Right.
So we go, can you give us $200,000 so we can go make this script? It's amazing. We'll go out there and we'll do it. Couldn't really get any traction with them. And it's not because of any specific streamer, right? It's not Netflix's fault. The people at Netflix are great. But it's hard to make your money back on a short. Like a short is not something that gets released.
It's not gonna get.
So people could go buy it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So asking somebody to spend money on a short is essentially asking them to donate so that you can make a film.
Right.
Okay? And we couldn't get nobody to do it. So we said, we did the whole Thanos thing. Fuck it, I'll do it myself, right? And we made it. The movie gets nominated, right? Gets shortlisted, gets nominated. Now we are going to make money off the movie. And we're not gonna make $200,000. We're gonna make 11, 12 times that on selling the movie because they're not buying the film anymore.
They're buying the accolades.
They're buying the Academy Award.
Yeah.
Right? They think we're gonna win. So that's when one of those rare times where in your life, and it was all love, nobody was salty. We didn't have time to be thinking about where we didn't get bread from.
Right.
Like, we didn't have time to think about that. But it was a situation to where it was like, okay, now you have to talk about some millions of dollars that you have sold your movie from. Like multiple of millions of bucks that you've sold your movie for, all because you believed in what it was that you were doing. And all because a bunch of people gave great performances, they stayed on point, they stayed on task, and everybody was down for the same goal. And then, like, to me, when people watch the movie, it doesn't even matter to me whether or not they like it or not. Because the film, to me, it doesn't even matter the Academy Award. It's great. It's a tremendous accolade for Trey to wake up and for Martin to have and all of that stuff. It's amazing, right? It's an amazing thing. But the most important thing about the movie to me is, bro, how fucked up we were when we were making it, bro. Like, everybody, we masks on, we tested every single time. We are like barely sane. It's like August 2020. Like, it's August, September 2020, we barely sane.
Wow.
Everywhere we go, it's tough. We end up spending an extra $150,000 because of COVID protocols. Nobody knew what they were doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure people don't get sick. And it kept us sane. And so at this point in my life, I don't judge my life's accomplishments by like size, pause. But I do.
Good catch. Good catch.
I do judge them by like what they meant. And it meant something not even because of the money that came from it or because of the award. It meant something because we had a goal and we executed. And I think a lot of times, man, that's what it has to be about. It has to be about having a goal and having a target and then executing it. And so now we got more stuff coming. We got it. My goal for me, as much as I love to talk and to communicate and to inspire people or educate people or make them laugh or whatever, my goal in the next 4 or 5 years is just to not be seen.
At all.
Nah. My goal is for it to say produced by Van Lathan, executive produced by Van Lathan, for me to be in a situation to be able to empower people to put their dreams on screen and to be somewhere and not have people hang on my every word. And to be able to make actual real change, to be able to send kids to schools, to be able to put audio-visual equipment at McKinley High, where I'm from in Baton Rouge, to be able to put a studio and to do all of that stuff that really changes things, to build trade schools like Killer Mike is doing in Atlanta.
Right.
And I need to be focused on that. So like talking about it all day, as much as I love to do it, I'm not looking to do that forever. I'm looking to do what I did before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it was surreal when it was happening because it just knowing we're like, all right, we just were so dumb. It's dumb to think that you're gonna make your short film and then you're gonna go win an Oscar. But we never had a doubt. Like we literally never had a doubt. And so, gotta do it again, you know what I mean?
Congratulations.
Appreciate you, bro.
Next time, bring the Oscar with you.
Yeah, we like shit like that. You just sit there holding it like,
When Juicy and them won that shit, they put their shit on chains. They had their shit with them.
Don't do that. But like, you just bring
That's
it
fly
with
to
you.
me. You know what I'm saying?
Fly.
Drama showed up with a box with his Grammy in it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah,
dope.
I held it.
Let me ask you.
Can't wait till I get
something.
mine.
Let me ask you something.
Right.
Y'all super relevant. Are awards and accolades and honors and stuff like that, are those things important to y'all? Is that
No,
important
it's not
to you?
important to me.
Not important to you at all?
Speak for yourself.
Would you like to be?
Except for me.
Would you like to win BET award or NAA? Because my higher learning, that podcast I do with Rachel Lindsay on Spotify on the Ringer Network, we were nominated for an NAACP award, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it feels good to get those kind of things, but you also then don't want that to take up too much space in your mind. Do you like that type of deal? Do you want that type of relevance? You want that type of recognition? Like winning awards and stuff?
I mean, if it's something that I can do over and over and over, sure. Sure. I more appreciate the challenge of it.
The process.
Right. But if within pursuing it, I find out, oh, this shit is rigged, fuck that shit. But if I feel like it's based on your actual work or merit or something that's measurable by the work that you put in or the talent that you have, I'm up for the challenge.
It's never about that. I can't think of an award show right now that's about the single best piece of art or content or whatever. It's about timing and narrative.
That's exactly why my answer is what it is.
Timing and narrative.
It's about timing and narrative.
Well, we was all mad when Angela Bassett ain't win that award.
We
was highly upset.
And you know why we were upset?
Why we was upset?
The reason why I was upset didn't have anything to do with. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I was upset didn't have anything to do with whether or not I thought Angela was the best actress in that category or the best performance in that category. I think Angela is amazing in everything that she does.
She is.
Most definitely.
I thought she deserved it.
Right.
I thought it was her time. For Angela, for me, the way I looked at that is I was like, that movie, number one, Wakanda Forever, the performance in and of itself wasn't just about the movie. It was about what they had to overcome.
Right.
It was about the real feelings they were dealing with to make the film.
Right.
It was about how she was able to connect to us and be what we see all the time, which is a grieving Black mother trying to keep her family together.
Right.
And with what we know Angela to have been in this town and what she meant to everyone, and how she got nominated so early on in her career, I wouldn't say super early on, but a long time ago.
What's love got to do with it? Waiting to exhale, like
right.
She was
just what she's been able to do. I felt like it was time for us to honor Angela Bassett.
That's a fact.
Right.
But last thing I'll say about that is we don't have to wait. And I love the Academy, don't get me wrong. But we don't have to wait for the Academy to honor Angela Bassett. We can honor Angela Bassett.
That's right.
I agree.
But the reason why we felt a certain way about that was because we thought it was her time. You know, we thought it was her time. At least for me, I thought it was her time.
Right.
And really, they do that all the time. Like Leonardo DiCaprio wins for The Revenant. It was Leo's time. Brad Pitt wins for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It was Brad's time. Scorsese wins. I can't remember what he won for, but had been years and years. Maybe it was The Departed. Had been years and years and years that he had not ever won. It's his time. You know what I mean? So sometimes you have performances that just catch fire, and everybody's like, Jesus Christ, this person was so good. We can't talk about anything else. But oftentimes with those awards, it's narrative and timing, whatever it is.
Would you be down to create your own award ceremony?
Sure. To be honest with you, I think love the NAACP awards. I love the AFCAs, and we should just say that there are tons of ways, Soul Train Awards, that Black people honor Black people. But when I see the Met Gala, when I look at the Met Gala, I'm like, that's great that everybody gets to dress up like fucking cats and go to the Met Gala. Like, that's great, right?
Cat murders.
Like what I always think, and this is like, I know this is corny to say this, but I'm like, shouldn't we have a Met Gala to where it's like the exact same thing? Because the Met Gala is a benefit, right? It benefits the Met, and it's like it's designers. Shouldn't we have this is gonna sound so crazy. Shouldn't we have like a MECC gala for HBCUs where we just get all the best celebrities that we love, we get super dressed up, like fly, like the same way, top of the line, everything. Go to a place, all the fun donations to one slush fund for HBCUs or something like that, where we can look on Twitter and look at all the fashions and stuff, but maybe some people make the cut there that the Met Gala is never gonna let come to their situation. Maybe it's for us, you know?
That's a dope ass idea.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like maybe.
I'm
like, maybe it's for us. And that's not me dissing the Met Gala. Because, you know, a lot of people I know go there and it's fun, it's beautiful, the fashion and all of that. But sometimes when I see shit, I just be like, shouldn't we have one of those?
Hey, we call it the Jet Gala.
The Jet Gala.
Ooh,
the Jet Gala. We all get
Jet
super
Gala.
dressed up, and it's run right.
Black designers.
Make sure that it's run properly.
Black
like it's run.
Black-owned designers.
It's run right.
Black.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk about that.
Yeah.
I think I know who to talk to.
The Jet Gala.
All right. Our microphones are dying.
Shout out to
this shit to go down.
Shout out to Currency.
You know what I'm saying? These little bad boys right here. Why don't we not have backups?
And now this is happening.
Why we not talking about y'all smoke? What happened
Yeah,
to y'all
you-
Bro,
smoke?
the mics.
Oh,
Save it for next time.
Next time.
There's gonna be a
Next
part
time.
2 to this.
Be back
Pull back
again.
with the
There's gonna be a
Oscar.
part 2.
Come back with the Oscar.
Come back
Bring
with
the
the
Oscar.
Oscar.
Come back with the Oscar so I can, let's
Right,
have
right.
it with the Oscar.
Right. With the Oscar. You
Christmas
get
beef
album.
with him and Oscar.
Van Lathan holding Oscar.
All that shit-
This is gonna be a headline. This is gonna be real headline.
Right.
Van Lathan, the mad
Yo. Great conversation.
Love you guys, bro.
Great conversation.
Yeah, man.
Listen, this isn't the type of show that you have to do like once every 3 years. You come back tomorrow if you feel like it. Like really, that's the type of shit we on. Like you come back tomorrow if you feel like it. So the door's open.
All right. Appreciate
Van
it.
Lathan, yo.
I ain't even get
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the way you need to surf, you heard.